Demonic Powapoof ladies. Old Ji said to Murongchi, Murong clan leader. Murongchi replied, I'm not dead yet, but that voice is. Bai Qingling hovered in the sky, the moon above him blood red. With an ominous voice, he said, Tang Tianran, must I really come and personally claim your life? My blood kitchen has an endless sea of people, but there's still a place reserved just for you. Tang Tianran stammered, but Bai Qingling, I had long anticipated this battle, but I didn't expect it to come so soon. Fine then. Since you dared to come today, I shall take this chance to rid the world of you, you wretched, foul-smelling parasite. The master of Kangming Sect's Yingui Temple, Hua Yirong, sneered. A mere Tang Qi dares to talk back. I will personally take you down. She charged forward. In a panic, Tang Tianran shouted, Yue, hurry, hurry and kill her for your husband. Qin Yue reassured him. Husband, do not be afraid. Hua Yirong smirked. You have some skill, but not much. Suddenly, she appeared behind Tang Tianran, a needle in hand, aimed at his back. In a swift motion, she stabbed his eyes. Tang Tianran screamed like a terrified child. Ah! My eyes! I'm blind! Qin Yue, enraged, swung her arm toward Hua Yirong, shouting, Husband! While effortlessly evading, Hua Yirong muttered, Strange. How did this demon woman suddenly gain such a massive boost in cultivation? She's nearly at the peak of the nascent soul stage. Qin Yue roared, I'll kill you. Tang Tianran urged her, My wife! Kill her quickly. You can definitely do it. Easily. Our love is invincible. Bai Qingling smirked. Tang Qi, do you dare call what you have pure love? Turning to Hua Yirong, he commanded, Leave the rest to senior brother. Blood Kitchen has need of talents like them. Qin Yue swallowed hard. Gulp, Qingling Demon Lord. Even our Grandmaster, using all his strength, could only leave a single sword scar on him. What? What can I possibly do? Bai Qingling chuckled. I remember you, Qin Yue. At least you still have some self-awareness. That already makes you better than Tang Qi. Tang Tianran, still wailing in pain, cried out, No, they've blinded me. This is intolerable. My wife, you must make them pay. Qin Yue's expression hardened. She let out a piercing scream. Then with fury in her voice, she declared, Bai Qingling, I possess the undying skeletal body. Your myriad gu techniques are useless against me. Today is the day I take my revenge. She lunged at Bai Qingling. Hua Yirong called out, Senior brother. Without even moving an inch, Bai Qingling smirked. Oh? That's quite unfortunate. He calmly extended his hand and caught Qin Yue's attack, holding his ground effortlessly. Qin Yue gasped in shock. Impossible. This is absolutely impossible. Bai Qingling, how can you grasp the ghost flame torrent? How can you seize my ghostly form itself? Bai Qingling chuckled. Why would that be impossible? I am the spirit master of ghosts. He stepped onto the ghost flame torrent. Qin Yue's voice trembled. You already possess the innate formless demon body. How could you also wield another innate spiritual form? Bai Qingling, momentarily lost in thought, remembered Sen Xinger, her delicate form protruding from the bed. He smirked to himself. Of course, I obtained it from the disciple of a fellow cultivator using a system item. Like I'd ever tell you that. Then his voice turned cold. The reason is simple. I am the demon god destined to reign above the myriad races and the heavens. He gripped his sword tightly. 10 hells demon /6/. With a swift motion, he activated his technique. Execution demon. Qin Yue's eyes widened in horror. Before she could react, Bai Qingling's blade sliced through her like a hot knife through butter. Her demon body disintegrated. She collapsed to the ground. Tang Tianran desperately called out, My lady! With her dying breath, Qin Yue whispered, I'm so useless. I failed to eliminate your strong enemy. I have let you down. Tang Tianran sneered, That's right. You have let me down. Do you know how much effort I, Tang Tianran, have invested in you? I even knelt before that fierce tiger Taoist just to make you stronger. This Bai Qingling, is he really that hard to kill? Never mind, I have no choice but to use this molting life cicada, which I purchased at a great cost. I'll be taking my leave first. Qin Yue cried out, Husband, what about our vow to stay together until the very end, even in the depths of the underworld? Tang Tianran scoffed. You actually believe that? Go die on your own. Suddenly, his head was severed, cleanly sliced as if by a laser cutting through ice. He let out a high-pitched scream. Ah! It hurts so much. Bai Qingling smirked. Impressive skills, junior sister. Tang Tianran trembled. No, I can't go into that blood-refining hall. I'd rather give myself a quick death. He grabbed his sword, pressed it to his own neck. But before he could act, Hua Yirong, the master of Kangming Sect's Yingui Temple, lashed out with a swift kick, striking his face like a whip and disarming him. Tang Tianran shrieked, "Ah!" Bai Qingling turned to Qin Yuer. "Qin Yuer, it seems you at least have some self-awareness when facing me. I'll grant you a bit of mercy. You may follow your husband to the underworld. Consider it my final kindness to you." Qin Yuer stared at Bai Qingling for a long moment. Then she picked up Tang Tianran's fallen sword. She whispered, "Many thanks, Demon Lord." Raising the sword, she smiled softly. "Husband, though you were so heartless, even now I still love you. Let's be together, forever and ever." With that, she swung the blade. Tang Tianran fell into eternal sleep, his soul departing for the underworld. Qin Yuer dropped the sword, collapsing beside him. Bai Qingling observed the scene and murmured, This level of purity, now that is what I call true love." A system notification appeared. "Congratulations, host. Successfully infused with great love. Target, Tang Tianran, Qin Yuer. Points earned, 10,000. Bai Qingling blinked. "Huh? This actually worked?" As their carriage rolled away, he mused aloud, "The Tang family is wiped out." The Kunlun clan was easily dealt with. In Black Moon City, only 2 families remain loyal to the supreme sect. The sect leader and Lingyan will stay for 2 more days as a gesture of reassurance. Then this matter will be settled. Hua Yurong glanced at him thoughtfully. Today, senior brother didn't personally finish off Tongqi. That's a bit different from his usual approach. Bai Qingling chuckled. True love, whether it's worth much or not, it still deserves respect. Hua Yurong was taken aback. True love? She blushed, leaning forward to subtly emphasize her ample soft chest. Then, with a teasing smile, she asked, "Then, would senior brother believe that such a thing could exist around him?" Bai Qingling smirked. "What do you think?" Hua Yurong lowered her gaze. Wronger understands now. Senior brother pursues the ultimate Tao, why would he concern himself with petty emotions? Bai Qingling gazed out of the window. Then why does he still keep that memory from the Flame Demon Tower? Hua Yurong froze, eyes widening in shock. She turned to Bai Qingling, then, without hesitation, threw her arms around him, pressing her warm, soft chest against his body. Bai Qingling coughed. "Hey, what are you doing?" Suddenly, a cheerful voice interrupted. Shen Xing'er peeked inside the carriage, her face lighting up in excitement. It's Master's carriage. Xing'er humbly welcomes Master's return. Yet, despite the interruption, Hua Yurong continued to cling to Bai Qingling. Shen Xing'er pressed her ample chest against Bai Qingling and exclaimed, "Master, Xing'er missed you so much." Her voice trembled with excitement. "I asked around at the main sect, and only then did I find out you had gone to Black Moon City." Her eyes welled up as she pouted. "Why didn't you take Xing'er with you? Is it because you don't like me anymore?" A calm voice responded, firm yet gentle. It was Hua Yurong, the master of Kong Ming Sect's Yingui Temple. "Don't be ridiculous. Compose yourself." Bai Qingling looked seriously at Hua Yurong and said, "Tonight's matter isn't over yet." Shen Xing'er's eyes widened in shock as she stared at Bai Qingling's neck. She had spotted a fresh kiss mark. He froze silently. Then suddenly, Shen Xing'er smiled and said, "Okay, Xing'er will behave." Meanwhile, 2 figures remained in Black Moon City. A voice cut through the silence. Yi Hongyi spoke. "Lingyan, what were you thinking during that battle this morning?" Tantai Lingyan's tone was sharp and demanding. "While the Godfather was fighting that corpse woman, you tried to charge into the battlefield." His piercing gaze locked onto her. "If I hadn't stopped you, were you planning to take a bullet? Or were you hoping to use the chaos to strike the Godfather?" Yi Hongyi's eyes narrowed. "Oh, and you even used the shadow-stealing pearl to secretly contact your senior sister." His voice grew colder. "Are you planning to betray us?" A heavy silence hung in the air. Suddenly, Tantai Lingyan activated her skill, entangling Yi Hongyi. He shouted, "Lingyan, what do you think you're doing? How dare you defy your superior?" His voice dropped to a dangerous whisper. "Don't think I won't kill you." Tension crackled between them. "The only reason I haven't is because of the mirror flower seal." His expression darkened. "If I kill you now, I'll suffer the pain of death myself." Lingyan slowly exhaled and said, "In that case, let's dissolve the mirror flower seal first." She turned away. Ye Hongji's eyes widened in shock and confusion. "Huh?" Tantai Lingyan looked back at him. Her gaze hardened. "You guessed right." She took a step forward. "But ever since Master was injured, I've been planning to kill him." Her voice didn't waver. "If this makes you hate me, sect leader, then Lingyan can only atone with death." Ye Hongyi lowered his gaze. "Lingyan, back when we formed this seal, we were young and foolish." A trace of regret flickered in his eyes. "We never truly learned how to break it." He hesitated. "Are you really willing to take that risk, to end things here with me?" Tantai Lingyin's eyes burned with determination. As long as Master lives, this path was always inevitable for me. She took a deep breath. My mind is made up. She closed her eyes. Unsealing incantation, begin. A sudden surge of energy erupted. Yehongyi's voice rang out in alarm. Lingyin! As the seal shattered, he screamed, no! A horrified cry. That's not how the seal is supposed to be broken. You'll be consumed by backlash. Tantai Lingyin gasped in pain. Ugh! Her vision blurred. A single thought echoed in her mind. In the end, this was all my own doing. A bitter smile played on her lips. But I've dragged you into it too. A wave of exhaustion washed over her. Now it just looks like petty jealousy and hatred. Darkness crept at the edges of her vision. If it ends here, maybe that's for the best. Yehongyi broke into a cold sweat. Suddenly, a surge of magic stopped the seal from breaking apart. A voice broke through the gloom. Bai Qingling stepped forward. Lingyin, I can accept you targeting me. His voice was calm yet firm. But why would you defy even the sect leader? Tantai Lingyin and Yehongyi turned to Bai Qingling in shock. Tantai Lingyin's eyes widened. Master? Her heartbeat pounded in her ears. Didn't you already leave Black Moon City? Bai Qingling grasped her sash and said, that was just a puppet. His voice carried an amused sharpness. Did you really think your little schemes went unnoticed? Tantai Lingyin trembled. Bai Qingling's gaze darkened. Don't talk, open your mouth. He lifted her chin, his fingers grazing her lips. Her lips parted involuntarily. A strange warmth spread through her as she drooled slightly. Her body trembled as a strange sensation overtook her. Yehongyi was in shock. The mirror flower seal is restored, but something was different. No, it's become a different kind of contract mark. His voice wavered. Godfather, how did you? Bai Qingling withdrew his fingers, glistening with her saliva. With the urgency of the situation, I had no choice but to personally intervene and reinforce the contract. His voice carried an unmistakable weight. If I hadn't, one of you would have died instantly. His gaze sharpened, and the other would have been left in unbearable agony. A pause. But this new seal, even I'm not sure how to undo it now. He exhaled. It was originally a dual contract, now it's a triadic one. Yehongyi helped Tantai Lingyin to stand. She murmured, her voice unsteady. Trad? Yehongyi swallowed hard. Then does that mean everything the two of us feel right now? You can also feel. Bai Qingling turned his back to them. Lingyin, you wanted to kill me. His voice was quiet yet unwavering. I've always known. He suddenly turned to face her. And I never once tried to stop you. His eyes locked onto hers. But all I've ever wanted was to protect you. His words hung heavily in the air. Whether I've been lying or not, you'll know for yourself through this new seal. Tantai Lingyin's breath hitched. Shocked, she touched her chest, her cheeks flushing as the truth settled in. Bound by fate, their destinies had been rewritten. Ren Qianfan said to Han Jinyang, Madam, do you think the wronger in Bai Qingling's memories might actually be Hua Yurong from the Yinqui Hall? Han Jinyang said, last night, Bai Qingling and Hua Yurong went to Black Moon City. Rumor has it that even Hongyi was there. Ren Qianfan said, or if their forces join hands, won't they be able to do whatever they please in Kingming Stream sect? Will my Asura Hall even have a foothold left? He opened the door and said, oh no, I must go see the Supreme. Suddenly, Bai Qingling said, in Hall Master Ren heading out in a hurry? Ren Qianfan said, oh, bye. Suddenly, Han Jinyang pushed Ren Qianfan out and said, bye-bye. Well then, take care. I won't see you out. Ren Qianfan looked back at the door frustrated, and he heard Bai Qingling say, perfect timing. I have official business with your wife. No need for irrelevant parties to be present. Ren Qianfan said, hey, it's you. I hear you've been quite busy these past few days. As she put on her stockings seductively, showing Bai Qingling her soft, thick legs, she said, have you settled all your affairs? Bai Qingling coughed and said, the sect leader will handle the aftermath. I have no intention of overshadowing her. Han Jinyang said, now then, did you come here for business or just for fun? Bai Qingling said, Madam Ren is a vengeful and formidable figure in the demonic path. Right now, I have a task that suits you perfectly. A demonic alliance conference. Wanshi Sect's Ji Tai Mei. Han Jinyang said, so he's the target. But I've got personal grievances with him, and my dear husband is supposed to handle that for me. Bai Qingling said, Madam, you must be joking. If Hallmaster Ren truly had the courage and ability to kill Ji Tai Mei, then he'd have stormed in to prove his loyalty by now, rather than eavesdropping outside the door. As Ren Qianfan listened at the door, he said, E-gulp. Han Jinyang said, so tell me, why didn't you just take me away from Ji-Tai-mei back then? She walked seductively towards Bai Qingling and said, is this how you toy with women? The way you torment me? Did you ever even consider my feelings? As she blushed, she touched her huge, soft chest. Bai Qingling said to himself, is she mad because she heard I went to Black Moon City with Hua Yuerong? No matter what I say, it won't help in this situation, will it? Suddenly, Bai Qingling grabbed her close as she was shocked. Bai Qingling said, for this Demonic Alliance conference, you and I will be leading the delegation. An Jinyang pressed her huge, soft chest against Bai Qingling, and Bai Qingling continued to say, me, and you. She looked away and played with her hair, saying, ta, oh really? Bai Qingling looked away and said to himself, ha, you don't have to look at me like you'll take whatever you can get. At least pick a moment when Ren Qianfan isn't around. Or is that exactly why this is better? A few moments later, in Bai Qingling's throne room, a system notification said, welcome to the point shop. A system notification followed. For your current great love points, 130,000. Bai Qingling said, with the points I got from Ling Yin, Hong Yi, and just now from Han Jinyang, I'm up to 130,000. If I'm aiming for the position of Demonic Alliance leader this time, I can't keep hoarding points like a miser. I need to spend big. As Bai Qingling scrolled through the system, he continued, and especially since my original body's remaining 4 organs are still in the 4 symbols extreme palace of the Huanxi sect, Ji-Tai-mei of the Huanxi sect, his existence is no longer necessary. He then chose an item and said, redeem the radiant treasure chest. A system notification said, redemption successful. A system notification followed, T cost 100,000 points. Bai Qingling grinned. A system notification said, ins remaining balance, 30,000 points. A system notification said, Heavenly Harmony Scroll. Top tier heaven grade secret technique. A system notification said, Shadow Thief Pearl. Pseudo-immortal artifact. A system notification said, Inbradian class opportunity. Unlocks the Heavenly Demon Dragon scripture ahead of schedule. A system notification said, please select one. Bai Qingling said, NNA heaven grade technique. And it's this kind of technique? My next opponent is Ji-Tai-mei. I can't even imagine what it'd look like if I used this kind of secret art against him. He was frustrated thinking of Ji-Tai-mei. Bai Qingling said, besides, as long as I recover my 4 missing organs and restore my complete demonic body, my innate technique will awaken on its own. He looked at the radiant class opportunity that unlocks the Heavenly Demon Dragon scripture ahead of schedule. Bai Qingling said, choosing this now would be a waste. I'll take the Shadow Thief Pearl's pseudo-immortal artifact. Sen Shinger suddenly appeared behind his throne and said, Master, what are you doing? She sat on Bai Qingling's lap and said, one moment you're talking to yourself, the next you look all gloomy. Is there anything Shinger can do to help you? Bai Qingling said, it's nothing, it's just that this time, things are a bit different. Sen Shinger said, besides Ji-Tai-mei of the Huangxi sect, there's Li Ganju of the Shiji sect, the blissful bodhisattva of the Huaxing sect, and the soul hall leader of the Huntian sect. Bai Qingling said, and also Shimen Wuhen, Liu Mengbai. Bai Qingling grabbed the delicate, soft shoulders of Sen Shinger and said, they are the strongest forces of the other demonic sects, the ones I will have to face all at once. But Shinger, you got one thing wrong. I'm not feeling down. He smiled with his eyes full of determination, saying, I was just thinking about how all these great figures might meet their end at my hands, and my demon blood is already boiling. As Sen Shinger drunk said, Hick, red-robed sister, look at Ling Yin, such a lightweight, she's already drunk after just a little. Yi Hongyi said, you brat, are you saying you can hold your liquor? Sen Shinger said, are you kidding? I'm super tough, super good at drinking. Yahongi said, Ling Yin, are you really drunk? Should your master's wife take you back? Tantai Ling Yin suddenly stood up and shouted, a master's wife this, master's wife that. Why do you say it so naturally? Just how many times have you fantasized about it in that head of yours? Yehongi said, what's wrong with me being the master's wife? It was an engagement arranged by the elders from the very beginning. What's it to you if Bai Qingling and I get married? Ever since the Mirror Flower Seal became a 3-person contract, I understood it all. I understood everything. Bai Qingling supporting me to rise to power. It was all out of selfless love. Tantantai Ling Yin grinned in frustration and said, it was clearly me. Whether it was being seen naked or bathing together, it was me who came first. You have no idea how deep that man's love truly is. "You shallow woman." Yongyi said, "Is that how you talk to your sect leader's wife? That's a breach of sect discipline." As Senshinger continues to drink from the jar, Tantai Lingyin, in anger, said, "So a little rainwater, and you flood, huh? You sure you can even beat me?" Senshinger said, "Two old hags." Now that's a comedy show. No one understands Master better than I do. As Tantai Lingyin and Ye Hongji gets angry at Senshinger, and Senshinger said while drunk, "Hit." Meanwhile, elsewhere, Bai Qingling covered his mouth and said, "What kind of drunken madness are those two pulling now? Do they not realize this contract links syncs sensations with me too?" Master of Kangming Sect's Yingui Temple, Hua Yuorong said, "What's wrong, senior brother? You look drunk." "But I'm standing this close and don't smell any alcohol." As she grabs Bai Qingling's arm and presses it against her chest, Bai Qingling looks up and said, "It's nothing. I just suddenly realized I might have overlooked something." And he said to himself, "All this time, I've treated the main story's challenges as my ultimate enemies for survival. But now, this love war might be just as formidable a test. I have to settle the rear flank before heading off to battle Jitai Mei at the Heiwan sect." As he saw someone at a distance standing silently, and he said, "Who's there?" Suddenly Ren Qianfan said, "Ain't I interrupting?" as she shows herself seductively. Bai Qingling was shocked and said to himself, "Adding fuel to the fire?" Bai Qingling clears his throat and said, "Ahem. No, actually your timing is perfect." As he extends his hand to Ren Qianfan was confused and let Bai Qingling hold her delicate soft hand. Bai Qingling suddenly pushed Ren Qianfan to Hua Yuorong and jumped away, saying, "Junior sister, please entertain Madame Ren for me. I suddenly remembered there's some internal business in the Yuluo Hall I need to handle." He suddenly jumps away and says, "And just a small thing, do not follow me." A few moments later, at the halls, Bai Qingling kicked the door and said, Bai Qingling shouted, "Senshinger, Tantai Lingyin, Yi Hongyi." "Sect leader?" As Senshinger, Tantai Lingyin, and Yi Hongyi lie on the floor, drunk, Bai Qingling said in frustration, "No respect for hierarchy. Gathering to drink. What kind of example are you setting as the sect leader? Behaving like this with a great enemy looming, you deserve punishment." As he slaps Yi Hongyi's back, she winces and says, "Teek," Bai Qingling said to Tantai Lingyin. "So and I told you, if you got a problem, bring it to me." Using alcohol to stir up nonsense. What kind of stunt is that? Disrupting sect law while being a law protector? You deserve punishment. And as he slaps Tantai Lingyin's back, she winces but says, "Sob. Bai Qingling slaps the back of Senshinger and said, "And so you just pretend to be all proper, huh? Get some booze in you, and this is your true face? No alcohol tolerance, and yet you drink. Most importantly, were you about to mess with my stats? You deserve punishment." As Senshinger enjoys it and says, "Tartar, master." Bai Qingling enjoys teaching them a lesson while slapping them once more under the moonlight. Now with unruly women like you around, how is anyone supposed to manage Kangming sex politics? Bai Qingling, feeling a bit tipsy, says, "Ha, ha, ha, ha." Then he stops and says, "Did I go too far? Don't tell me I'm drunk too." As he looks at Senshinger, Tantai Lingyin, and Yi Hongyi lying on the ground, Bai Qingling said, "And the scheming on the demonic alliance's side is something I can handle, but the main battlefield against the righteous path, that will have to rely on them, and leveling up your strength is just as urgent." He grabs Senshinger, Tantai Lingyin, and Yi Hongyi and walks out saying, "Sleepy? You still have to train, even in your dreams. I'll be drilling you thoroughly on the Dream Delight lust bed." The next day, Bai Qingling held a letter in his hand. To Ling Qingzun, with respect, he read aloud. He scoffed. "Ha! That guy Jitai Mei actually sent an advance notice?" He lowered the letter and muttered to himself, "So, Lin Qianqian has already arrived at Jitai Mei's place." According to the plot of the original game, after Lin Qianqian and Jitai Mei join forces, they cooperate with the original protagonist to eliminate all branches of the demonic path. As for now, just as I expected, Jitai Mei probably sent her to me as a gift, trying to use the opportunity to assassinate me. If I could show Lin Qianqian's fall from grace in front of her master, Mu Xinlan, I wonder what kind of expression that Taoist head of the Xuan sect, Mu Xinlan, would have then. Suddenly, Bai Qingling noticed something on his face. What's this? The sword scar Mu Xinlan left on my face during the last great battle actually crystallized and fell off, and it's healed? Isn't this a trait of the mystic ice jade physique? Water mirror. Activate. As expected, his reflection revealed a flawless, unblemished face. My face has returned to its perfect state. After that dual cultivation session with Xinger on the dream-enrapturing bed, I gained the ghost-wielding spirit physique. Seems like this time, it's the same principle. Bai Qingling glanced down at the three women sleeping soundly, Shen Xinger, Tantai Lingyan, and Ye Hongqi. Ye Hongqi's mystic ice jade physique has also been copied into me. Then he turned to Ye Hongji and called out, "My lord Sectmaster, now is not the time to sleep in." Ye Hongji blinked, drooling slightly. "Huh?" Bai Qingling continued, "With the Demonic Alliance conference about to commence, you also need to lead the frontline battles. Set a good example for all of Kangming sect." "Ah, thank you," she mumbled. As she watched him, her cheeks flushed. He actually has this kind of side to him. What is this feeling? If the Godfather type turns out to be a good wife and loving mother, it's kind of nice. She stared at him a bit too long. Bai Qingling smiled slightly to himself. Good. One down. He waved farewell and walked away. Then, touching Sen Xinger gently, he said, "Sen Xinger, stop pretending to be asleep in front of me. Even though our Yuluo hall has few people, we mustn't slack on daily chores and duties. Hurry and supervise the rest of the disciples to report and drill." "Meow. Did I not fool my master?" she muttered sleepily. Bai Qingling turned toward Tantai Lingyan. "Now only, I remember there's a minor technique that lets you talk with someone half asleep, letting them reveal their true feelings unconsciously. Whisper of Dreams technique." Tantai Lingyan's eyes fluttered open gently. "Lingyan, are you still resenting your master?" he asked softly. "Lingyan dares not. Lingyan truly dares not," she replied. "Is she really this afraid of me? No wonder she's always been so awkward. I've even forgiven your attempt to kill your master. What else is there to fear?" Tantai Lingyan whispered. "Master, do you like Lingyan?" "Past, present, and future," he said. "I like Lingyan in every way." Her eyes widened, her cheeks reddening. She sat up slowly, eyes shimmering. "Then, can Lingyan like her master back? Not in some vague, general way, but—" He touched her head gently. "No matter how you feel about your master, I will always accept it all. I've already said it, past, present, and future. All of it." Without warning, Tantai Lingyan rushed into his arms, hugging him tightly, her soft chest pressing against him. "Master," she cried. I'm sorry. Lingyan has always loved Master the most." "Thank you," Bai Qingling said softly. He turned his gaze forward and muttered to himself, "Well, did you see it? My adorable first disciple." Feng Lixu watched the scene unfold, then fell to her knees in frustration. She bit her lips seductively and muttered, "Ugh! Lingyan, Xinger, you've both already fallen too deep and can't pull yourselves out. To think you'd accept that person's so-called love. But me, Feng Lixu, the eldest senior sister who joined first. Am I now just an outsider?" And meanwhile, in the Heiwan sect, Sectmaster's main hall, the 9th princess of Great Chu, Lin Qiangqian, asks, "Sectmaster Ji, what does Bai Qingling even look like nowadays? Don't tell me he's turned into some old, ugly, greasy mess." The Heiwan Sectmaster, Ji Taimei, snapped back, "Why are you still hung up on his appearance at a time like this? You should be more worried about whether you can play your part as a fake defector properly." "Fair point," Lin Qiangqian admitted. "I'm here to avenge Brother Xiao Chen, even if it means colluding with demonic spies and pretending to surrender. As long as I can kill Bai Qingling, no sacrifice is too great." Suddenly, a voice interrupted them. "Brother Ji said in his letter that he had a gift for me, but this gift seems awfully concerned with my face. Why don't you take a look with your own eyes?" And Lin Qiangqian gasped. Is that the demon's primordial spirit emerging from his body? So terrifying. The primordial spirit sneered, "Are you afraid of me, little girl?" Lin Qiangqian dropped to her knees. "But you are a believer in the Kangming sect's Holy Father, aren't you? This young lady isn't afraid. In fact, she's rather, do I really have to bow and scrape to this demon? Debase myself and let him do whatever he pleases?" she thought. Ji Taimei interjected, "Brother Bai, this is the 9th princess of Great Chu. She has long admired you and traveled across the land to serve at your side. Now that she's witnessing your divine form in person, I fear she's simply too shy to speak." Bai Qingling replied coldly, "Brother Ji, who said it was your place to smooth things over here? Let her speak for herself." Ji Taimei leaned toward Lin Qiangqian and whispered, "Lin Qiangqian, what are you doing? Hey, ow! Don't let this chance slip away. If you screw it up, none of us will come out of it well." Lin Qiangqian clenched her fists in frustration. "That's right. I'm here for revenge. I can't chicken out now. For the soul of senior brother Xiao Chen, and to uphold the honor of my third royal brother Lin Mo." She lowered her head even more, thrusting her firm rear outward, and declared, "Great Demon Lord, Qianqian wishes to serve by your side for the rest of her life." Bai Qingling raised an eyebrow. "Oh? And in what capacity do you wish to serve me?" Lin Qianqian answered, "As a slave, a servant, whatever pleases the Demon Lord. Qianqian is still a pure maiden. Even if you make her your furnace, she accepts willingly." "Whatever," she thought to herself. "At this Demon Dao Alliance Summit, I'll be working with Ji Taimei to set a trap and kill this monster. You? All this sweet talk is just to fool me anyway. You're not even qualified to be my furnace. For now, start by becoming my dog." Lin Qianqian blinked. "Dog?" Ji Taimei cleared his throat nervously. "Ahem, Brother Bai, might I remind you that the great Chu dynasty is the most powerful cultivation empire in the mortal world? Lin Qianqian is, after all, a princess of notable standing. Precisely because she holds such status," Bai Qingling said calmly, "I'm willing to give her this opportunity. Do you think just anyone can be my dog?" He turned back to her and gave the command, "Listen carefully. I'll only say this once. When I click my tongue, you're to react like a dog. Tisk tisk." Lin Qianqian dropped to all fours and whimpered, "Guh. Master, I'm here." Bai Qingling shook his head. No. In the Eastlands, dogs wag their tails and beg for food when they hear that sound. So open your mouth, stick out your tongue, and beg properly." Lin Qianqian trembled, biting her soft red lips in frustration, then suddenly stuck out her tongue and purred seductively, "Master, I want to eat too. Woof. Tick tisk." To endure what others cannot, Bai Qingling thought. This woman has the bearing of a future empress. Very well. Since she's a gift from Brother Ji, I'll accept this dog for now. Lin Qianqian's eyes widened in disbelief. So this is the most infamous and powerful demon in the Eastlands. Demon Lord Qingling? He actually looks so young, yet so composed. Suddenly, in her mind's eye, Xiao Chen transformed into a playful, flirtatious toy poodle. Her most respected royal brother Lin Mo turned into a clingy puppy chasing after wild women. As a thin line of drool escaped her lips, Lin Qianqian whispered to herself, "Only Bai Qingling has the aura of a truly attractive man. Lin Qianqian, the face con, has awakened." Ji Taimei spat in disbelief. "No way. Seriously? Since when did Brother Bai get so good at training dogs?" And Bai Qingling gently cupped Lin Qianqian's soft cheeks and said, "In 1 day's time, I will arrive at the Heihuan sect's main hall. Be washed and ready. This little dog will be properly attended to." As Lin Qianqian sat patiently, her thoughts raced. He told me to wash up and wait? That kind of thing. There's just no helping it, huh? As Bai Qingling's flying ship soared across the sky, it traveled even faster than before. As Bai Qingling's consciousness returned to his body, a system notification echoed in his mind. "Congratulations, host. Great love infusion successful. Target, Lin Qianqian points earned, 10,000. Bai Qingling muttered to himself. The primordial spirit has returned, and the great love points have increased too? Counting the 1 against 3 harvest from the night before departure, my total points must be approaching 100,000 by now, right? Sen Shinger then said, "Master, we've entered the sphere of influence of the evil extreme sect in the central region of Eastern Earth, Tianwang Prefecture." "Got it," Bai Qingling replied. "Hair is done," Sen Shinger announced as she looked back seductively at him. "Master, does Shinger look pretty now?" she asked, blushing softly. Bai Qingling smiled and replied, "Of course. My Shinger is..." Suddenly, Bai Qingling's gaze shifted outside. Sen Shinger, now on all fours with a playful display, called out, "Master, incoming transmission. The Demon Emperor's envoy ship is requesting we yield. That is indeed the standard protocol in Eastern Earth." Bai Qingling snorted. "Yield? Isn't the high-altitude route spacious enough? Ignore it. Keep flying." He continued, "From what I know, Demon Emperor Zhang Bailey will not personally attend the Alliance Summit. He's only sending a few envoys and his wife, the Lady of Shadows, Xiao Qingmei." As he held Sen Shinger's delicate chin, Bai Qingling added, "The current Demon Emperor is merely a figurehead propped up by the 8 major demon sects." He took out a brush and added, "His only remaining function is to wield the Demon Emperor's name to command Eastern Earth," he finished, applying red dye to Sen Shinger's soft lips. As Bai Qingling's ship surged ahead, in the other ship, a servant spoke urgently. Reporting to the Lady of Shadows, not only did Bai Qingling's carriage refuse to give way, it even dared to raise its prow and accelerate past us, utterly insolent and treasonous. Lady Xiao Qingmei listened, then calmly said, "Bai Qingling? Isn't that Wronger's little senior brother? Last time, his memories were broadcast under the celestial canopy. Everyone in Eastern Earth saw them. That is a face our demon emperor palace can afford to honor. Pass down the order. Absolutely no entanglements with the Kangming sect. In another scene, a curious woman asked, "Whose man is that? Such boldness." Her friend added, Look, what a handsome man." Bai Qingling and Sen Shinger arrived in Rootless City, a vassal region of the Heihuan sect. Among the crowd, a woman exclaimed, "Where's the shadow-thieving stone? We must capture this moment." Another scoffed, "Teach, only Big Brother is the best. All other men can go disappear." A flamboyant figure chimed in, "Handsome sir, how about coming over for a little fun?" Another added mockingly, "That girl beside you is a complete novice. How could she match our seasoned experience?" Furious, Sen Shinger summoned her ghost general and shouted, "Shameless fools, talking nonsense. Unforgivable." The crowd panicked. She's a ghost cultivator. Run. Go summon Lord Rulai, the city master. What good is the city master? Notify the lady of the city lord." Bai Qingling calmly said, "Shinger, your ghost general will automatically harvest the enemy's soul essence. Targeting this kind of filth barely improves anything and could taint the purity of your essence. Once we reach Heihuan sect's main headquarters, there will be plenty of worthy targets." Sen Shinger pouted, "But those women are lusting after Master. They deserve death. Master's body will be protected." Bai Qingling sighed internally. "That protection you're talking about, is that supposed to be proper?" Suddenly, a voice boomed from the crowd. "Bai Qingling." Turning, Bai Qingling narrowed his eyes. "Oh?" Ren Qianfan stormed forward. "You! Where are you hiding my wife?" Ji Tai Mei grabbed Ren Qianfan, trying to restrain him. Bai Qingling replied, "No wonder you dared call me by name. So it's you, Lord Ren. Judging by that green light on your face, you've lost track of your wife?" Ren Qianfan growled. "My Asura Hall's airship could have gone straight to Heihuan sect's main base, but along the way, my wife insisted we stop over in Rootless City for one night. The moment we entered, she vanished. I even asked Lord Rulai for help, but we found nothing. And now I find you, Bai Qingling, here too? There's no way this is a coincidence. Speak. Did you trick my wife away?" Ji Tai Mei whispered, "Master, you." Ren Qianfan's face distorted, his anger transforming him into a snarling beast. Bai Qingling thought, without Han Jiniang, Ren Qianfan is just a rabid dog off the leash. If he really explodes at me with peak nascent soul cultivation, I might not be able to suppress him in my current state. Turning away, Bai Qingling said coolly, "I don't have time to play games with you. Get lost. If you dare follow me one more step, Blood Chef, one deluxe booth, please." Ren Qianfan clenched his fists. "You!" As Bai Qingling walked away, sweat formed on his brow. He whispered to himself, "Don't chase. Don't chase. Don't chase." It's not that I fear him, it's just, the fallout would be too messy. Ren Qianfan gritted his teeth and muttered bitterly, I really didn't dare to chase. Is this reality? Is this the real me? So it wasn't her suppression. I'm just a total failure after all. System notification, congratulations, host, great love infusion, successful. Target, Ren Qianfan points earned, 1. At the Rootless City, City Lord's Palace Council Hall, Shuo Rui said to Zhou Rulai, "Have those craftsmen repairing the residence been punished yet? They were suspected of using shadow stones to secretly film me and my sisters. That is an unforgivable crime." The Lady of Rootless City, Shuo Rui, City Lord of Rootless City, Zhou Rulai, said, "My lady, is that not a bit much? They were merely documenting their work. Do not stir up more trouble at a time like this," Shuo Rui shouted. "A bit much? Are you questioning the divine beauty of me and my sisters? Do you not realize, even Brother Ji, the sect master of the Supreme Sect, treats us with the utmost tenderness," City Lord of Rootless City Zhou Rulai said. "Now is not the time for this argument. Han Jinyang and Ren Qianfan have already arrived in our Rootless City. Everything is going exactly as Sect Master Ji predicted," Sui Rui shouted in outrage. "Han Jinyang, no. Are you saying that Yunjinner really came?" City Lord of Rootless City, Zhou Rulai, sweating, said, "Back when Lady Ren was still a candidate for the Saintess of the Heihuan sect, you were the one who personally trained her. Her stopping here might very well be to repay you for your past kindness." Zhou Rulai said, No, absolutely not. We must follow Brother Ji's instructions and use this chance to eliminate the two of them." In a different scene, southern outskirts of Rootless City, Bai Qingling gazes above as the full moon shines brightly. Bai Qingling said to himself, "Strange. According to the original storyline, to court Han Jinyang, the player has to enter the Peach Blossom's secret realm in Rootless City. I barely managed to get Sin Shinger out of the way for a bit, but where is Jinyang? Suddenly, Bai Qingling noticed something approaching. Bai Qingling said, "Who is there?" Han Jinyang suddenly hugs Bai Qingling from behind, pressing her large, soft chest against him as she savors the moment under the light of the full moon. Han Jinyang said, "Wicked man, were you looking for me?" Bai Qingling said, "Before we set off, I promised you, it would be just you and me." Han Jinyang was shocked, blushing and in awe. Bai Qingling said, "Jinyang, why are you crying?" Han Jinyang looked away and said, "You do not ask. I will not answer." Bai Qingling said, Then I will not ask." As Han Jinyang silently blushed, she then pushed Bai Qingling and said, "You will not ask. Then I will say it anyway." As they fell to the ground, Han Jinyang shouted in anger, "Bai Qingling, I hate you so much." As Han Jinyang pinned Bai Qingling down on the ground with her alluring body, she said, "Back then, I regarded you as a divine savior, and yet you turned me away. Do you even understand what that meant? You had no idea how I felt. Why did you have to treat me like that?" She bit Bai Qingling's clothes in frustration and said, "If you had just taken me with you back then, even if it was to be one of those blood kitchen human puppets, I would have followed you without hesitation." Bai Qingling said, "After I rejected you back then, you said you would give me a gift to change my mind. That is when you brought me here. You said that whenever you were bullied by the other candidate, Shui Ruyi, you would come here to find solace. This place was your precious safe haven, a sacred sanctuary of your soul that no one was allowed to intrude. Every blossom that once bloomed here was a layer of your heart's defenses." As Bai Qingling sat up, he said, "Back then, I was also powerless. The best I could do was try not to become one of those defenses." Han Jinyang said, "And today?" As Bai Qingling came closer to Han Jinyang, they kissed. Han Jinyang was shocked as she blushed and said, "You..." Han Jinyang gasped for air. Bai Qingling said, "This is Demon Lord Qingling's true answer to the Yunjener of the past." Han Jinyang blushed even more and said, "Ooh." As she bit her soft, delicate lips, she pounded Bai Qingling's chest in frustration and said, "You rotten man, wicked man, evil man, darn man. What is the point of doing this now?" As she sat on Bai Qingling's lap, Han Jinyang said, "As if we could really start over again." Bai Qingling stood up and said, "I say, we can..." As Bai Qingling raised his hand, he formed a powerful energy and shot at one tree, then another. Peach blossoms suddenly bloomed, and the gloomy place became warm. Bai Qingling held the soft, delicate hands of Han Jinyang and said softly, a face like peach blossoms smiling like spring's first breeze, "I wonder, would Lady Ren allow this lord to pluck the blossom tonight?" As Bai Qingling pulled Han Jinyang closer to him, pressing her soft, alluring body against his, in another scene. By the waterfall, Bai Qingling's senior disciple, Feng Lixu, meditates on a rock in front of a waterfall. Feng Lixu said, "Your Highness, if something is the matter, just say it. Why sneak around?" As Feng Lixu remained undercover, the third prince of the Great Chu Empire, Lin Mo, said, It is just that, sister. Lixu said we should keep our distance, so I..." As the third prince of the Great Chu Empire, Lin Mo scratched his head. The third prince of the Great Chu Empire, Lin Mo, said, "Actually, I came tonight to say goodbye to Sister Lixu. I am heading to the Eastern Lands. Would you be willing to come with me?" Feng Lixu asked, "The Eastern Lands? What for?" The third prince of the Great Chu Empire, Lin Mo, replied, "A few days ago, the Holy One summoned me. He said the mandate of heaven has begun to shift, and that fate now favors me. The third holy demon-slaying war is about to break out. My ninth sister, Lin Xiangqian, has already gone ahead to the Eastern Lands to make her move. I am going to kill Bai Qingling." Feng Lixu was shocked and looked back at the third prince of the Great Chu Empire, Lin Mo, saying, "Bai Qingling." As she recalled his face, Feng Lixu stood up and said to herself, "So be it. If fate wills it, then I must fulfill a destiny-altering deed. After all, that man once said I am the disciple who resembles him most." In another scene, in the room of Lin Xiangqian, she sighed as she lay on top of a body pillow on her bed. She looked at a picture of Bai Qingling and whispered, "Bai Qingling." While rubbing her body against the pillow, Lin Xiangqian said, "So this is what a real man looks like. I have truly lived in vain until now." She blushed and caressed the picture of Bai Qingling. Suddenly, Ji Taimei arrived and said, "Ninth Princess, your brother Ji is here to report the latest developments. Han Jinyang and Rin Shanfan have already arrived at Rootless City. Step 1 of the plan, to assassinate them, will begin shortly." Lin Xiangqian suddenly hugged the pillow tightly and said, Ah, the plan to kill the two from the Asura Hall and frame Bai Qingling, right? Is it really foolproof? What if Bai Qingling happens to be traveling with Han Jiniang? Jitai Mei replied, do not worry. You know Bai Qingling's personality. How would he lower himself to associate with Ren Qianfan? As I always say, no one understands Bai Qingling better than I do. Lin Qianqian asked, for the final step of the plan, do I still need to offer myself to Bai Qingling? She blushed, thinking of Bai Qingling tickling her perfect foot, and said, are we still going according to plan? Jitai Mei responded, according to the Holy One's original plan, we were going to use the secret Yin Eater black hole technique from the Cloud Palace to drain his demonic energy and seal his core technique. Of course, you could also just stab his, extreme yang point with the demonization blade instead. That way, you do not have to lose your virginity. He licked his lips like a maniac and muttered to himself, looks like Lin Qianqian really is a righteous maiden. She still values her chastity above all. If I help her this time, once I join the righteous path, she definitely will not treat me poorly. Lin Qianqian said, but this demonization blade is not exactly easy to hide. If he gets suspicious, it will be such a hassle. In any case, if not me, then who will descend into hell? For the good of the world, I must offer myself to the demon. She drooled slightly. Jitai Mei was confused as he looked at Lin Qianqian and said, huh? Meanwhile, elsewhere, the ever concerned about Bai Qingling, Han Jiniang continued to kiss Bai Qingling passionately. A system notification said, congratulations, host. Love infusion successful. Another system notification followed, gained over 100,000 points. Current total, 200,000 points. As Han Jiniang's knees trembled, she suddenly stopped and exclaimed, Bai Qingling, I want you, right now. Bai Qingling replied, with my lady inviting. How dare I refuse? On a night of full blooms and bright moonlight, as Bai Qingling grabbed Han Jiniang's alluring thighs, he continued, it is the perfect time to dance together. Bai Qingling thought to himself, all I have to do now is use the dream-returning ecstasy bed, and I will be able to copy her physique. Ren Qianfan must have found the entrance to the secret realm. He could barge in at any moment. Ren Qianfan suddenly shouted, darling, darling, are you in there? Han Jiniang looked back in shock and said, Han Jiniang's. Hand it over. The undying phoenix physique. Before I cast him aside, he is still my husband in name. Maybe another day? Bai Qingling grinned and said, not another moment. Lord Ren's arrival will only make me move faster. Suddenly, Sen Shinger shouted, Master, are you in there? Shinger is so worried. Bai Qingling was shocked. He cleared his throat and said, ahem, as he put down Han Jiniang. Han Jiniang said, never would I have thought. Bai Qingling, you even the girl you raised by your side, you, Sen Shinger shouted, wah, master. You are not allowed to leave Shinger's sight for so long. She ran toward Bai Qingling. She suddenly jumped and hugged Bai Qingling. Bai Qingling said, Shinger, why do you look like a lost little child? Sen Shinger blushed and cried. Bai Qingling said, you are growing backwards, you know, no more crying. Sen Shinger said, ah, as she saw Han Jiniang. Han Jiniang in frustration said, Sen Shinger said to herself, how dare this woman defile my master? How can she do this? How dare she do this? Master belongs to Shinger. At most he can have sister Lingyan as well. Ren Qianfan said, my lady, are you all right? I have been searching for you all night. I only found you thanks to City Lord Zhou's help. And you. He pointed his finger at Bai Qingling and said, Bai Qingling. Sen Shinger hugged Bai Qingling tightly with her alluring figure. In a different scene, Rootless City, City Lord's guest hall, Han Jiniang and Ren Qianfan sat patiently. A servant then said, Lord Ren, Lady Ren, our City Lord will be here shortly. These two guests who traveled with the Asura Hall are also invited to take a seat. Bai Qingling and Sen Shinger arrived. Bai Qingling thought to himself, that stance Ren Qianfan took earlier, he almost turned hostile to my face. Luckily, the invitation from the City Lord of Rootless City arrived in time. I can take care of another matter while I'm at it. Han Jiniang said, oh, did Bai Long not arrive at the City Lord's palace with us? She used whisper transmission to speak to Bai Qingling. She continued, why are you so late? I even had time to change outfits before you arrived. Bai Qingling replied, it was a rather satisfying affair. Lady Ren will definitely be pleased. Sen Shinger said, whether or not Lady Ren is pleased. In any case, Shinger and Master did it together. Sen Shinger rested her large, soft chest on Bai Qingling's head. Han Jiniang said to herself in frustration, why was this transmission channel not shielded from that little disciple? Who asked for your opinion? Are you trying to upset me on purpose? She then smiled and said, speaking of together, tonight's dual cultivation with Bai Long. Let's do it again next time, okay? Ren Xianfan became angry. Sen Xinger was suddenly shocked and said, it is so late. Xinger is absolutely exhausted. Xinger really wants to just fall asleep like this. Master will not be mad at me, right? Han Jiniang shouted, you shameless brat. Sen Xinger responded, you sneaky little tramp. Ren Xianfan said, Bai Qingling, listen up. I have had enough of this. We are settling this once and for all, right here, right now. Bai Qingling thought to himself, what in the world? Why is everyone using secret transmissions? And he said aloud, interesting. I am listening. Ren Xianfan said, I know exactly how my wife sees you and how you see her. But the fact is, among the demonic path, only you have the power and guts to oppose Mu Sheng. Bai Qingling, I give up. I will call this a compromise for the greater good. But my wife's body is still weakened from the goo poison. Be gentle with her. Bai Qingling, shocked, thought to himself, oh my goodness, this is tonight's biggest twist. I thought you were going to explode on me, but you just crawled into your turtle shell? If you never dared to take a single brave step, how do you expect your wife to like you? Suddenly, Han Jiniang slapped her armrest and said, hey, is your city lord always this pretentious? We have been waiting forever. Is he even coming or not? Bai Qingling said, that is right. Was it not City Lord Zhou Rulai who personally invited the Asura Hall tonight? A figure suddenly appeared. Bai Qingling looked at the figure in shock. He suddenly grabbed the figure's arm and said, peeking at your guests? That is no way to treat visitors. As the City Lord of Rootless City, Zhou Rulai winced in pain and said, woo! Bai Qingling said, primordial spirit phantom technique? Reminds me of some old fogey who loved astral projection. City Lord Zhou, so you play with your primordial spirit too? The City Lord of Rootless City, Zhou Rulai, said, impossible, absolutely impossible. My primordial spirit phantom technique is flawless. How could you have noticed? Bai Qingling threw him down, and as Zhou Rulai fell to the ground, he said, Sen Xinger said, City Lord Zhou, you had better listen closely. Standing before you right now is... Bai Qingling interrupted, let me guess, you are about to rattle off a bunch of scary titles? No need, just say it. As he karate chopped Sen Xinger's head, she said, oh, got it, master. Sen Xinger cleared her throat and said, Patriarch of the vast sea sect, Demon Lord Qingling. The City Lord of Rootless City, Zhou Rulai, said, aha, who would have thought? The great patriarch himself visiting Rootless City. I truly failed to recognize greatness, but I swear I meant no harm. Han Jiniang walked toward them and said, Zhou Rulai, that is the worst kind of denial. No silver buried here. Speak. Why exactly did you invite the Asura Hall here? The City Lord of Rootless City, Zhou Rulai, said, this. Then to himself he said, I cannot say it out loud. I cannot admit to setting a trap to kill the lords of the Asura Hall. Bai Qingling said, if City Lord Zhou will not say it, let him see it with his own eyes. Xinger. Sen Xinger said, at your command, master. Time to show the fruits of our delayed arrival. Stupid ghost brat, come out. Her demon ghost appeared. Sen Xinger said, City Lord Zhou laid a soul-breaking formation here to kill Lord Ren and his wife. The ghost child used as a sacrifice was intercepted and absorbed by my disciple's ghost general. Bai Qingling said, as for the one who helped you orchestrate this despicable act, your wife, Shuruyi. He took out a box and said she was too weak, so I grabbed her myself and brought her along. As he opened the box, inside was the head of the ugly lady of Rootless City, Shuruyi. The City Lord of Rootless City, Zhou Rulai, fell to the ground and cried, my wife. Bai Qingling said, City Lord Zhou, everyone. The City Lord of Rootless City, Zhou Rulai, began to sweat in disbelief. Bai Qingling sat down and said, do not act like guests. Sit, sit. The kitchen has been preparing the banquet all night. No point wasting it. Let us start the feast first, then talk business. As Bai Qingling and Sen Xinger's eyes glowed red, Bai Qingling said, as you can see, your long-time oppressor, the former saintess of the Heihuan sect, Shui Ruyi, is dead. Lord Zhou, what choice will you make now? The City Lord of Rootless City, Zhou Rulai, said, I thank the nightmare from my godfather for removing that from my heart. I have had enough of that fat pig long ago. I can represent all the powers within Rootless City and pledge allegiance to the Kangming sect. Bai Qingling grinned. He said, I knew City Lord Rulai was a smart man. Let us first visit the main altar of the Kangming sect to greet the sect master. You can also use the chance to recover from all those years of exploitation. The City Lord of Rootless City, Zhou Rulai, kowtowed and said, I am deeply grateful for the Godfather's great kindness. Suddenly, a servant ran in and said, "Report, City Lord. The Queen of Shadows has arrived at Rootless City. She is already in the City Lord's palace." Bai Qingling, City Lord of Rootless City, Zhou Rulai, Han Jinyang, and Ren Xianfan were shocked, exclaiming, "What?" Sen Xinger asked, "Master, is this Queen of Shadows someone special?" Bai Qingling replied, "It does not matter. I will go meet." Empress Xiao Tingmei said, "Is little Qingling inside? Hurry and let big sister take a look at you." As Empress of the Demon Palace, Xiao Qingmei arrived. Bai Qingling thought to himself, "The Queen of Shadows, Xiao Tingmei, is an ancient being from Yunzhou with half-succubus blood, a witch from the same era as Saintess Mushinlan, but she was never supposed to appear in Rootless City in the original story. Could this unexpected development be aimed directly at me?" Ren Xianfan said. Junior Ren Xianfan greets the Queen of Shadows. It has been 300 years since the second righteous versus demonic war, and the Queen is more stunning than ever. As she ran toward Bai Qingling, she exclaimed, "Oh my little Qingling, it has only been 100 years, and you have grown so tall and strapping." She suddenly smothered Bai Qingling's head into her huge soft chest and said, "Come here, and let big sister give your body a thorough check." Bai Qingling thought to himself, still savoring the moment while being smothered in Empress Xiao Qingmei's soft, delicate breast. Darn it. Does Xiao Qingmei not realize her height is nearly 11 feet by now? Her hands all over me like this. It is just plain abuse of a poor little Shota, Bai Qingling said, as the Queen of Shadows held him close. 100 years have passed, and I am no longer the boy I once was. So I must ask the Queen to please mind your conduct. Empress Xiao Qingmei, blushing with joy, hugged Bai Qingling tighter and said, "Eek! Still so stiff, old-fashioned, and serious. Little Qingling, you have not changed at all. So adorable." Suddenly, Sen Xinger, in anger, shouted, "Wicked woman, let go of my master." Han Jinyang added, "Yeah, Lord Bai belongs to me. He is the representative of our Kangming sect. Even the Queen of Shadows must show proper decorum." Empress Xiao Qingmei stared at them and said, My. Big sister is just used to being carefree. Guess I really should be more considerate of others' gazes." Then she ran away carrying Bai Qingling, saying, "Why do we not go to big sister's room to properly catch up?" Sen Xinger shouted, "Master!" Han Jinyang cried out, "Bai Long!" A few moments later, aboard the Demon Emperor's flying vessel, Empress Xiao Qingmei said, "Little Qingling, do you still remember this Queen's Asura 100 Battles tea?" Bai Qingling responded, "Back then, thanks to a pot of this tea, I was able to seize the demon source and develop my core demonic technique. My position as Demon Lord is owed in part to you. I would never dare forget that." Empress Xiao Qingmei replied, "That mouth of yours is much smoother than it used to be. If you can talk, then talk more." Bai Qingling said, "The Demon Emperor's lady holds an exalted position. Please restrain yourself from behavior that invites gossip." Empress Xiao Qingmei said, "Sob, back in the day you kept calling me good sister just to get my help, and now you call me Demon Emperor's lady. How heartbreaking." Bai Qingling thought to himself, "That was all for the Demon Lord position. I had to grit my teeth and say it. Do not make it sound like I said it from the heart." Bai Qingling said, "Sister." As Bai Qingling frustratedly recalled his past with Empress Xiao Qingmei, she said, "Forget it. I did not come all this way just to tease you." She began removing some of her clothing. Empress Xiao Qingmei continued, "Have you ever wondered why I was willing to help you?" Bai Qingling replied, "I humbly await the Queen's insight." Empress Xiao Qingmei said, "My beloved rival of a lifetime, Mu Xinlan, in our final battle 3,000 years ago, I lost to her by just one move. But in that fight, I caught a glimpse deep in her divine sense of vague remnants of fate." She glanced at her large teacup, then paused and added, "I guess she used some kind of celestial divination technique from the upper realm to foresee a distant future. In that vision of the future of the 9 provinces, you were the only immortal reflection in her eyes, just like her. Perhaps she believes that the tragic end she foresaw was caused by you. That is why she must kill you." Bai Qingling thought to himself, "Impossible." In the original story, Bai Qingling was definitely fated to die in the blood kitchen. I have cleared the game Immortal Love more than 3 times. There was never such a plotline or ending. If the Queen is plotting or hinting at an ultimate death match between me and Mu Xinlan, then now is the perfect chance to ask for benefits, is it not? As Empress Xiao Qingmei took a drink, Bai Qingling said, "I believe I understand the Queen's intentions. With the demonic tournament approaching, I have a request." Empress Xiao Qingmei asked, What is it?" Bai Qingling replied, I ask my good sister to move to the bed and assist me in my cultivation. As Bai Qingling smiled, Empress Xiao Qingmei blushed and moistened her red, soft, delicate lips. Empress Xiao Qingmei said, What does that mean? Bai Qingling said, in the past, I begged you to take Ronger as your disciple, and in just a short 100 years, Ronger was cultivated into the renowned embroidered face saintess. You also once said that if we ever ran into trouble, we could come to the Demon Empress Palace at any time. Now, there truly is a thorny problem. Qingling is here to ask her dear elder sister for help. Empress Xiao Qingmei got excited and said, Ayo, what on earth happened to you? As she held the head of Bai Qingling, she continued, Come into sister's arms quickly and tell me everything slowly. As she smothered Bai Qingling's face in her huge, soft chest, Empress Xiao Qingmei said, To think, this is the matured form of the innate formless demonic body. Just looking with a mortal's eyes, you are still the same little one from back then. Suddenly, Bai Qingling disappeared. Bai Qingling said, Cough. Let's try to stay on topic, good sister. At this Demon Alliance assembly, someone is plotting against Qingling. And that someone is none other than the assembly's initiator, Ji Taimei. Empress Xiao Qingmei, confused, said, Ji Taimei, he dares? Bai Qingling replied, he did not at first, but now he has someone backing him. Ji Taimei has long submitted to the ethereal cloud palace and become a pawn of Muxinlan. Empress Xiao Qingmei said, that old hag, no sense of martial honor. Bai Qingling said, Empress Yin, please calm your anger. What matters most now is how to respond. Empress Xiao Qingmei said, It matches the goal that old hag has, to see you dead. If it were before I married into the Demon Emperor's palace, it would have been simple. But now, Bai Qingling thought to himself, it seems Empress Yin cannot make a move herself. Have the Demon Emperor and Empress Yin, two tribulation stage powerhouses, entered into some sort of mutually restraining pact? Bai Qingling said, So be it. Then I shall act alone. Empress Xiao Qingmei was shocked. Bai Qingling declared, I will never allow Muxinlan to succeed. As for Ji Taimei's head, I will offer it as a war banner when I ascend to the position of alliance leader. Empress Xiao Qingmei pointed at Bai Qingling and said, Are you planning to make enemies of all 7 demonic sects? No being naughty. Bai Qingling suddenly touched her huge hands and said, Let them all come. At most we will just be digging a few more graves. Above the 9 netherworlds beneath tribulation, there is no one I, Bai Qingling, cannot kill. As Bai Qingling held the huge hands of Empress Xiao Qingmei, she blushed, and she instantly fell in love with Bai Qingling. She said, So let us return to the original question. How do you want me to help with your cultivation? Bai Qingling replied, Good sister carries the bloodline of a succubus, and Qingling also possesses this dream reversal enrapturement artifact. Given that, would this not be a perfect match made in heaven? Empress Xiao Qingmei blushed and said, So you are suggesting? Bai Qingling stepped forward and said, That is right. Just as Empress Yin imagined. Empress Xiao Qingmei was shocked as she said, Little Qingling, even though sister spoils you, you must not be too reckless. You and I are of different races, demon and mortal, and there is a seniority gap. Not to mention our body sizes do not match. How could we possibly cultivate like that? Bai Qingling said, Empress Yin does not actually think I am some frail little pup, does she? Bai Qingling's hands suddenly changed, and he became a dragon. Empress Xiao Qingmei was shocked and said, This is your true Dharma form? Things have come to this. Sister is truly in a bind now. She emitted a powerful aura. As Bai Qingling felt Empress Xiao Qingmei's aura, he said, This is... Then Bai Qingling stepped outside. Empress Xiao Qingmei said, A divine soul realm carved open through the void law of the tribulation realm. Little Qingling, calm down in a moment. Do not hurt sister's soul. Bai Qingling said, So that is it. Sister cannot assist me with her physical body, so she is using her divine sense for spiritual dual cultivation. Empress Xiao Qingmei pressed her huge, soft chest against Bai Qingling's dragon form and said, You naughty thing. You understand it, so why say it out loud? Bai Qingling thought to himself, Dual cultivation between dragon form and human form? What a novel and thrilling experience. Empress of the Demon Palace, Xiao Qingmei, felt her skin tingling all over with pleasure as she gasped, Wait a second. This black flood dragon manifestation is really over the top. This is impossible. I cannot do it. Bai Qingling muttered, as expected. Good sister still looks down on the current Qingling. Xiao Qingmei sighed. No, it is not that, she said, flustered. What I meant was, Bai Qingling chuckled. Ha, Qingling was just joking. This kind of soul form should be worthy of you, right? As he gently lifted Xiao Qingmei's soft, delicate chin, he murmured, "Good sister, let us begin with a kiss." Xiao Qingmei blushed deeply, exhaling as she looked away. Do we really have to kiss? Bai Qingling stared at her quietly, thinking to himself, why does she react like someone completely inexperienced? Could there really be something fishy about her so-called marriage to the demon emperor? Whatever. I will think about it more after this is done. Without warning, he leaned in and stole a kiss from Xiao Qingmei's soft lips. She gasped inwardly. This feeling. She could feel her heart stir with warmth and whispered silently, if we touched physically in the real world, maybe that would not be so bad either. Moments later, Bai Qingling groaned to himself, ugh, even my soul is starting to feel exhausted. Suddenly, a system notification popped up. Current points, 250,000 points. Bai Qingling grinned. Thankfully, my cultivation has finally stabilized at the peak of the nascent soul stage. He clenched his fist. My innate demonic art, Heavenly Demon Dragon Transformation Manual, has also been successfully awakened. In the original game, the untouchable Empress of Darkness, Xiao Qingyan, turns out to be this useful. Now that I think about it, if Bai Qingling had not died, she would definitely feel more like the protagonist than Xiao Chen. Still breathless from their soul exchange, Xiao Qingmei panted softly, ha, ha, ha. Then she sat up, cheeks flushed, and huffed, you brat, I will never think you are cute again. But deep down, even with his peak nascent soul cultivation, Bai Qingling reminded himself, I absolutely must not let my guard down before the other 7 major demon sects. Keep that in mind. Never forget. He looked at her gently. Thank you, Sister Qingmei. Then he kissed her soft cheek. When seen, Shura Hall flying boat Sen Shinger pouted, Master just left with that giant woman. Master left Shinger with the Shura Hall couple. Master does not like Shinger anymore. Han Jin Young suddenly said, Little girl, what are you thinking about? Thinking about your master. Sen Shinger, visibly irritated, snapped, sigh. I am the personal disciple of Demon Lord Qingling from Nether Luo Hall. Do not try to get chummy with me, Shura Hall brat. Han Jiniang smiled knowingly. All right. My relationship with your master is very close, closer than you can imagine. Sen Shinger blinked. What do you mean? Explain it clearly. Han Jiniang chuckled. You are still just a little girl. Clearly, you do not understand anything yet. Then she thought to herself, you probably cannot imagine it, but your master has long since fallen for me. We have done. Can Hua Yorong say the same? The position of wife to the Nether Luo Hall disciple has been vacant for so many years. You are not Hua Yorong's or anyone else's. You are mine, Han Jinyang's. She held Sen Shinger's soft hands. You are Sui Shinger, right? I heard you lost your mother when you were very young, but you have me. I can guide and raise you just like a real mother would. You are not a child anymore. You know girls should avoid being too close to their father figures, right? You cannot rely on your master for everything forever. Sen Shinger gripped her hand tighter, flustered. Eh? No, Shinger just wants to stay by Master's side all the time. Master said it too. When he sleeps, Shinger must serve him well. Master even said that there will always be a place for Shinger on the cold jade bed of the blood kitchen. Han Jinyang froze, her body trembled, and she collapsed to the floor. Ren Xianfan rushed over. Madam, what is wrong? Sen Shinger looked up, distracted. Huh? What is that? Hovering above them was a massive ship, a huge flying boat. It is from the main sect of the Hewan sect. She squinted. Looks like someone is on the deck. Her eyes widened. Senior Sister Likshu? Elsewhere, Lin Changqian asked softly, her fingers toying with her soft pink lips. Sectmaster Ji, do you think that Devil Bai Qingling might actually like me? Would he like someone like me? Ji Taimei, I'm talking to you. What's with that stiff face? Quit pretending, Ji Taimei finally responded. I just received word that our plan in Rootless City failed. The Ren Qianfang couple has already escaped. If they join forces with Bai Qingling, the Demon Dao Assembly will be much harder to control. But it's not all bad news. Your royal brother Lin Mo was also invited to attend the wedding banquet and join in opening the workshop, along with his fiancée. Lin Qianqian was stunned. What? Third prince brother is coming? She took off her robe and said, No, I cannot go through with offering myself to Bai Qingling as planned. Third brother will never accept it. He will go mad if he finds out. Suddenly she stopped and added, Wait, hold on. Fiancé? Since when does he have a fiancé? In a different scene, at the foot of the mountain of the Hewan sect, Shuiyue City, a man stood on his balcony, observing, what a grand flying chariot. Could it be the demon emperor's personal ride? That tall beauty over. Could she be the Empress of Shadows? But rumors say the demon emperor is short and stocky. So who exactly is standing beside the empress? Bai Qingling looked around and muttered, people and their rumors. Seems like we will need to act separately. Let's look around for now and wait patiently for the Demon Dao Assembly to begin. An empress of the Demon Palace, Xiao Qingmei, said, Little Qingling, you are hiding something from your sister. Aside from Ji Taimei's threats, did you foresee something else? Bai Qingling thought to himself, foresee? I just played through the plot in advance. In this Demon Dao Assembly, there will be 8 demon lords, and 3 will die. But obviously, I cannot tell the Empress of Shadows that. He took Xiao Qingmei's hands and said, This is my tribulation to face. I will handle it myself. Qingling will never forget the night you gave yourself to help me sit. Xiao Qingmei blushed deeply, her eyes full of love as she looked at Bai Qingling. She said, Ugh, you're bringing that up again? Didn't I tell you to forget it? She slapped Bai Qingling's back, and he spat from the force. His back hurting, he said, Not my fault, I only remembered it afterward. The shadow-locking pearl, a pseudo-immortal artifact, could penetrate soul barriers and record everything. It recorded our entire spiritual union last night, automatically, from every angle. Xiao Qingmei exclaimed, You shameless brat! Bai Qingling smiled slyly. You do not want His Majesty the Demon Emperor to find out about us, do you, Sister Qingmei? He thought to himself, You can think things like that, but do not say them out loud. I am the Demon Lord of Great Love, not some depraved monster. He rested against Xiao Qingmei's huge, soft chest. Bai Qingling said softly, Do not be mad, sister. I just do not know when we will meet again. This might end up being our last memory together, after all. Xiao Qingmei replied firmly, Then you must promise it will never be leaked. Do you hear me? A system notification chimed. Congratulations, host. Great love infusion successful. Points gained, 150,000. Bai Qingling said to himself, 150,000 in one go? That is the biggest point reward I have gotten yet. This system is getting more generous. He suddenly stopped and mused, Hold on. Lately, the great love recipients have been Jinyang and the Empress. Could it be that the system has a thing for married women? Senbai Qingling said aloud. System aside, I am not some playboy who falls in love with every beauty and steals others' women. I am simply responding to the women who admire me. I have mastered this way. Right. Seems like there is one romance target I have neglected for quite some time. My eldest disciple, Feng Shaoxu. How is her undercover work in the Zhenwu sword sect going? She must have gathered plenty of intel on the second male lead, Lin Mo, by now. Bai Qingling took out an eye crystal. And as Feng Lixui said, Lin Mo, I am warning you. If you keep claiming I am your fiancé and tarnishing my reputation, this will be your fate. Lin Mo replied, Sister Lixu, Bai Qingling interrupted, Tisk, as expected of my prized disciple. With no special talent or constitution, yet she mastered all my sword techniques through sheer effort. In the original story, their arc together does not affect the drama on my side. As long as their plotline follows the original story, I have nothing to worry about. Bai Qingling grinned. Bai Qingling said, But Lin Mo trying to woo my top disciple? I cannot turn a blind eye to that. Only I get to attract other people's women. No one touches mine. Next, I will be meeting your sister Lin Qianqian, and I have prepared a very special gift for her. Once she takes it, she will become a weapon driven purely by desire. You, Mu Xinlan, played dirty first, and Lin Mo started poaching disciples. Do not blame me for retaliating in kind. Feng Lixu pointed her sword at Lin Mo and shouted, Lin Mo, isn't it enough that you go around calling me your fiancé? Now you've even told your sister? I've had it with your nonsense. Lin Mo raised both hands in surrender, his tone softening. Yeah, you're right. I admit I went too far. He paused, then looked at her seriously. But Lixu, are you reacting this way because that man means something to you? Feng Lixu fell silent for a moment. Then coolly she replied, That man was spying on me just moments ago. Lin Mo's expression changed to one of shock. His hand went to his sword, his aura flaring with fury. Who is he? Could he be the demon who left scars on your soul? If anyone dares to hurt you, even an immortal, I'll kill him myself. Feng Lixu's voice was low and calm. How laughable. You can't even defeat me, and yet you talk big like that? She turned her back to him, her steps slow but firm. Listen carefully. I only came east with you to kill Bai Qingling. Don't bring up anything else, and stop tarnishing my name. Lin Mo watched her walk away, his eyes lingering on her graceful figure. He let out a long sigh and murmured, "How much longer do I have to wait for you to let me into your heart?" He straightened his posture and said, "Anyway, I already told Ji-Tai-mei I was coming. My ninth sister will surely be happy to see me. After all, she's the only one who's ever truly cared about me." Grand Reception Hall. Hwansek Lin Mo entered the Grand Hall, where Ji-Tai-mei greeted him with a slight bow. "Third Prince, you've arrived just in time." Lin Mo nodded. "Greetings, Sect Leader Ji. Where is my younger sister?" Ji-Tai-mei's forehead glistened with sweat. "Her Highness, the Ninth Princess, is preparing herself to welcome you properly. You'll likely see her tomorrow morning." Lin Mo frowned. "Preparing herself? My sister is naturally beautiful. She never uses makeup. I've traveled thousands of miles to see her. She used to run out to greet me, and now she's making me wait until morning." He reached for his sword, voice sharp with suspicion. "Ji-Tai-mei, what scheme are you pulling this time?" He pointed his blade directly at the sect leader. "Where are you hiding my sister?" Ji-Tai-mei sighed and folded his arms. "Shh, fine. Since you're sent by Saintess Mu, I'll tell you everything. We plan to kill Bai Qingling at the demonic conference, take control, and then ally with the righteous sects." Lin Mo narrowed his eyes. "Sounds plausible. But do you really believe you can defeat Bai Qingling?" Ji-Tai-mei replied calmly. "Saintess Mu already devised a strategy, a beauty trap that will drain his demonic energy and break his technique. And the Ninth Princess is the key." Lin Mo's face twisted in rage. "No, absolutely not." He slashed at the wall beside him, stone shattered like butter under the force of his blade. "She's a princess of the Great Chu Empire, a noble of royal blood. How could she be used to serve a demonic monster?" He raised his sword, voice thundering. "It's an insult, a disgrace to our royal house." Ji-Tai-mei stayed composed. "I repeat, this was Saintess Mu's plan, and the princess has already agreed. In fact, Bai Qingling arrived an hour ago in dragon form. He's already with her in the back hall." Lin Mo whispered to himself, "My sister." His eyes stared blankly into the distance. "My beloved sister. With that Bai Qingling." Without another word, he turned and ran from the hall. "Third Prince!" Ji-Tai-mei called after him. A distant room, candles burned low. Bai Qingling sat in the dim light, his gaze fixed on the veiled woman before him. "What are you waiting for?" he asked coolly. "As this lord's concubine-to-be, do you want me to remove your veil myself? I'm honoring you with a concubine ceremony. You should be grateful." The woman hesitated, clearly confused. Grateful? Let me think about how I should act then." Bai Qingling muttered to himself with a sardonic smile. In the original story, if Xiao Qian hadn't died, he could have taken the demonic path to get close to Lin Xiangqian, then fall for her beauty trap, lose power, and get stabbed in the back. His eyes sharpened as he studied the woman. "Now that Xiao Qian can't be used, you're trying the same trick on me?" The woman crawled seductively toward him, but Bai Qingling remained composed. Gently, he lifted her veil. "Looks like you've got it all planned." Lin Xiangqian blushed as she sat upright near Bai Qingling's lap, her eyes lowered but her tone deliberately seductive. Sect Leader Ji already told the Lord that Xiangqian wishes to serve him. Out of pure admiration, she stood slowly, letting her elegant figure come into full view. Her movements were graceful and deliberate, her voice silk-wrapped in allure. "Let us hope the Demon Lord does not disapprove." Inwardly, her thoughts burned with purpose. "This is all for the sake of the righteous path. Once we've achieved our goal, I'll tear him apart. I never agreed to this out of desire. This man doesn't attract me in the slightest." Bai Qingling smirked, his gaze fixed on the curvaceous beauty before him. Admiring her with no attempt to hide his appreciation, he said mockingly, "You say you want to serve me? Do you even understand what that means?" Lin Xiangqian leaned in, her tone still drenched in seduction. "I've studied the Heihuan sect's secret manuals given by Sect Leader Ji. I'm confident I can satisfy the Demon Lord." Bai Qingling's smirk deepened. "Even though I know you're acting," he thought, "you do it so convincingly I almost believed it. If I end up enjoying it, then I'd be the one losing." Suddenly, his gaze shifted. His eyes narrowed slightly. Two auras approaching. One is Ji-Tai-mei's, familiar. The other one? Then, a grin stretched across his face. Well, what a surprise. But perfectly timed. A performance is always better with an audience. With a casual flick of his hand, a glowing magical rope appeared. It shimmered with foreign runes and exotic craftsmanship. He turned to stand in front of Lin Xiangqian, now startled and blushing as she instinctively stepped back and stumbled to the floor. Bai Qingling looked down at her with an ominous gleam in his eyes. "Then allow me to properly entertain you, princess." He lifted the rope, its energy pulsing. "Let us begin." with this exotic foreign binding art? Lin Xiangxian, bound by the magical rope, said seductively, Lord Demon, this... As she leaned forward, blushing, she added, is this really appropriate? Bai Qingling wiped sweat from his brow and smiled to himself. This demonic rope was a gift offered by Murongqi after resolving the Black Moon City incident. He stared at the large, soft bottom of Lin Xiangxian and continued thinking, once Lin Xiangxian is bound by it, she will have no chance to absorb my innate demonic energy. Lin Xiangxian seductively said, your preferences are truly outrageous. Even I find it hard to... No, I'm just captivated by the novelty. She looked at Bai Qingling's chiseled body and thought to herself, starting off with this kind of teasing, what is coming next must be wild. This body, this masculine aura. It is going to be with me. Bai Qingling said firmly, enough. Put your clothes back on. This appearance is unbecoming. Lin Xiangxian, shocked and confused, asked, huh? Why? Should we not be getting closer and closer? Bai Qingling threw her clothes toward her and said, you are not worthy. Lin Xiangxian looked down disappointed and thought, he rejected me. Then I will not have to lose my purity, nor feel guilty toward my royal brother or brother Xiao Chen. But in that case, what of Master's plan? How are we to defeat this demon lord? Suddenly, the door slammed open. Lin Mo shouted, Xiangxian! Bound still by the magical rope, Lin Xiangxian looked back. Lin Mo was shocked as he saw Lin Xiangxian with Bai Qingling. He shouted, old demon Bai, how dare you defile my ninth sister's purity? Locking eyes with Bai Qingling, he declared, today, it is either you or me. He drew his sword. Bai Qingling thought to himself, is that the divine light of the 9 profound imperial sword? I cannot even be bothered to open my eyes for that. Ji Taimei said, third prince, cease at once. Lin Xiangxian said, royal brother, do not be disrespectful. They held Lin Mo back. Lin Xiangxian continued, show no disrespect to Lord Demon. Lord Demon has not defiled my chastity. Lin Mo said angrily, ninth sister, you are defending that demon? Suddenly, he spat blood in shock and said, no. Bai Qingling walked toward Lin Mo and said, Lin Mo, was it? Watch carefully, this is how Lin Xiangxian is meant to be used. He suddenly held Lin Xiangxian's delicate soft waist and pulled her close, pressing her large soft chest against his muscular body. He said, little princess, you know what to do you not? You would not want anything to happen to your royal brother, would you? Lin Mo, furious, grinned and shouted, Bai Qingling, take your filthy hands off. Do not touch my ninth sister. He pointed his sword at Bai Qingling and Lin Xiangxian. Ji Taimei said, third prince, Lord Demon Bai Qingling, what are you doing? This cannot be allowed. Bai Qingling said, Ji brother, step aside. This does not concern you. He suddenly held Lin Xiangxian's soft, delicate chin, lifted her up, and stole her first kiss. While kissing Lin Xiangxian and holding a handful of her soft bottom, Bai Qingling stared seriously into Lin Mo's eyes and said, she was given to me. I will do with her as I please. No one has the right to interfere. Lin Mo, in shock, thought to himself, ninth sister, the sister I swore to protect for a lifetime, is now being publicly humiliated by that demon? He suddenly raged and charged toward Bai Qingling, shouting, Bai Qingling, I will see you dead. Suddenly, he stopped in shock as he saw the expression on Lin Xiangxian's face while kissing Bai Qingling passionately. Lin Mo dropped his sword and said, Lin Xiangxian, do you even know what you are doing? Why would you willingly fall so low? Why will you not answer me? Tears fell from his eyes, snot dripped from his mouth, and he continued, even if you lied, said it was all for show. Lin Xiangxian hugged Bai Qingling while kissing him passionately, leaving Lin Mo frozen in place. He spat blood from shock and said, no. He then fell to the ground. Ji Taimei attended to him and ordered the servants, someone, escort the third prince to the guest hall to rest. No one is allowed to remain here. Lord Demon Bai Qingling has matters to attend to. Ji Taimei and a servant carried Lin Mo out. Bai Qingling thought to himself, Lin Mo, just as in the original setup, you harbor improper thoughts toward your own sister. If not, how would it come to this? Lin Xiangxian thought quietly, I am sorry, royal brother. Xiangxian had no choice. She spread her legs while on the floor and continued telling herself, Master's grand plan must not fail. Xiangxian must wait for the right moment to ruin this demon's power. As Lin Xiangxian sat down quietly, Bai Qingling said, you just defended me in front of Lin Mo, so I am rewarding you. Now step down. Only obedient dogs get rewarded. Do you understand? Lin Xiangxian complied, walking on all fours and seductively said, yes, Xiangshan will serve with all her heart, striving to earn her master's favor. At Shuoyu City, Lord's Mansion Sen Shinger touched the water with her perfect feet and said, sigh, what is so fun about banquets anyway? It is so boring to be alone. As she played with the water, Han Jinliang arrived and said, I heard that Queen Yin moved into the palace in Shuoyu City by herself. I suppose your master has also quietly left by now? Sen Shinger's tears formed as she said, then, Master, no, why has he not come to see Shinger? Has he already forgotten Shinger, planning to abandon her? Han Jinyang said, if he can abandon such a young and beautiful disciple like you, then that rotten man would never consider someone like me his own. Sen Shinger said clearly Shinger did it willingly. Clearly Shinger climbed into Master's bed every time. Han Jinyang shouted, silence! I do not want to hear this. Suddenly a huge foot stomped the ground as a massive lady walked nearby. Sen Shinger, confused, said, Who is it? Han Jinyang said, it is Simin Wuhen, sect leader of the Joy sect, demonic title, Great Joy Bodhisattva. Sen Shinger said, Joy sect leader? Shinger and Master killed Shuorui in Wugan City, and she was her daughter. Han Jinyang closed Sen Shinger's delicate soft lips and said, stop talking now. Do you have a death wish? Since one of the top leaders of the 8 demonic sects is already here, I cannot waste time with you anymore. Be careful. Watch your words and actions. A few moments later, Sen Shinger looked into the distance and said, sigh. With Master gone, Shinger really has no mood for mischief. Suddenly, she noticed someone and said in confusion, A seductive figure appeared in the distance. She said, who? That figure definitely is not from the Joy sect. Could it really be Sister Lixu? But Sister Lixu adores Shinger. If it were her, she would show herself for sure. Who could it be? Why is Shinger so dumb and cannot figure it out? Bai Qingling arrived walking on water and said, who is my Shinger mumbling about? Sen Shinger was shocked. Bai Qingling said, could it be a talented young man from another demonic sect? Sen Shinger stared at Bai Qingling and immediately jumped to hug him, shouting, Master. How could Shinger ever think of another man besides Master? Bai Qingling said, Shinger, now is not the time to space out. Sen Shinger blushed as she pressed her huge soft chest against Bai Qingling. Bai Qingling touched her delicate face and said, according to my divination, there might be a major disaster in Shuoyue City tonight. From now on, you must stay by my side at all times. No wandering off. Understood? Sen Shinger said, Shinger understands. No matter what happens, Shinger will never be separated from Master again. As she kissed Bai Qingling's cheeks, Sen Shinger said, oh right, Master. While you were away, Shinger kept thinking about how to make you stay. Sen Shinger took off her clothes and walked toward the water. She happily said, look at this. How about it? As she showed off her new bathing suit, Bai Qingling coughed blood while looking at her sexy figure and said to himself, depends on the occasion. In broad daylight, with people coming and going, someone might think I have defected to the Joy sect. In the distance, Feng Lixui observed Bai Qingling and Sen Shinger together. Feng Lixui said, Master, little junior sister, you have both disappointed me greatly. I never imagined that man would actually make a move on Shinger. I never thought Shinger would fall for that man. As senior sister, I know him best. I know exactly what kind of person he is. Truly revolting. As insects crawled across her body when she was a child. A few moments later, a fat lady played with a pretty muscular blonde boy and said, rotten man dares to resist? Being pampered by us little fairies is your greatest fortune. Her fatter friend also played with another pretty boy and said, there is no such thing as a man losing in this kind of situation. Ladies, use force. Simin Wuhen handed a cup to Ren Qianfan and said, Hall Master Ren, this way please. Ren Qianfan stared blankly into the distance. Simin Wuhen said, life is short, seize joy while you can. As the Joy sect leader, Simin Wuhen played with Ren Qianfan. In the distance, a man said, hey. Hall Master Ren from the Kangming sect got lured into a private room by the Great Joy Bodhisattva? His friend said, why did Hall Master Ren not resist? And his wife is just sitting there doing nothing? Han Jinyang said to herself, that eunuch is like a salted fish now. Has he really sunk to such depravity? As Simin Wuhen entered a room with Ren Qianfan, suddenly Bai Qingling arrived. Han Jinyang looked at him. Bai Qingling pulled a chair and said, it seems the madam has drunk too much. Han Jinyang said, you despicable man, are you not also here to enjoy the show? Then she put down her cup and said, or perhaps, is it just like last time in Wugan City with another deadly trap set by that Ji Taimei? Bai Tingling said, "It is not that simple. This time is 10 times more dangerous than before." Suddenly, a fat lady ran slowly, sweating, and shouted, "Murder! Someone has been murdered. Sect leader, the great Joy Bodhisattva, is dead." As Han Jinyang was shocked, Bai Qingling continued sipping his cup of wine. Han Jinyang, confused and shocked, said, "Great Joy Bodhisattva was killed? Who did it?" She began to sweat. Bai Tingling replied, "This is just the beginning. Head to the Yin Empress's palace in the southern suburbs of Shuiyue City, and you will be safe." Ren Xianfan suddenly appeared and shouted, "Lunatics, all lunatics, when did you arrive?" "Right, I am a lunatic too." Han Jinyang said, "That demonic mastermind could not possess Hallmaster Ren, only confused his mind to create an escape opportunity." Bai Qingling replied, "He will return to normal shortly, no need to worry. As for the next target being watched, they should already be present." When a different scene at the Shuiyue City marketplace, Tantai Lingying said, "Hongyi, you are now the sect leader." "Coming here so rashly might," Yi Hongji interrupted. "The sect is managed by the Holy Maiden, and Shuiyue City is guarded by the Godfather. There is no need to worry at all." Tantai Lingying narrowed her eyes and asked, "So you are really thinking about a man that much?" Yi Hongyi blushed and said, What do you mean thinking about a man? That is my godfather." Tantai Lingying, confused, looked around. "Huh? Why is the corpse's evil aura in this city so dense? There is even a trace of a strange formation here." She added, "I was locked by Master in the formation palace of Yuluo Hall since childhood, so my soul blood has long been familiar with most formations of this world. I am afraid, just on this street in the marketplace, there are secretly 3 killing formations laid out." She turned to Ye Hongyi and continued, "I will go find Master and Jinger to inform them to withdraw. Hongyi, escape the city first. If anything happens, contact me through the spirit jade. Got it?" Yi Hongji, blushing again, said softly, All right. This is the you I recognize. My dear sister Lingying." As Tantai Lingying noticed a shadow running in the distance, she shouted, "Senior sister?" She followed the figure. "Sister Lixu, I would not mistake you. Wait, I have something to say to you. Are you avoiding me?" "Have you heard about everything recently?" Her tone became pleading. "But Master is not the same as before now. No, it is us who never truly saw through him. Just come back first, see Master once and you will understand." Feng Lixu looked back with a grin and said, Hee, what a catch falling right into my hands. Thought I would have to wait several more days, but a living water element soul just delivered itself. Father, if I finish the task early, will you reward Yu Ying properly?" Tantai Lingying exclaimed. "You are not Sister Lixu. Your name is Yu Ying. Were you sacrificed by an evil cultivator and your soul forcibly dragged into the forbidden ghost path?" Yu Ying snapped. "Shut up. Father is not evil. He loves me. He helped me complete a glorious evolution, severing myself from the mundane world." She flapped her wings and shouted, "Hand over your delicious living soul already, you nagging old hag." Tantai Lingying responded calmly as she drew out her guqin and began plucking its strings, releasing powerful sound waves that slowed Yu Ying. "If this were the Kangming sect, the blood chef would have welcomed a new guest already," she remarked. Yi Hongyi joined in, drawing her sword. "Buddha seal!" Yu Ying gasped, "What?" As chains wrapped around her entire body. Yi Hongyi sneered, "Bleh! You collapsed before I even exerted myself? Trash!" Yu Ying's eyes widened. "Kangming sect, blood chef, and sect leader, you are the new sect leader of Kangming sect. And she is from Yuluo Hall?" She looked around in growing horror. In that case, could the esteemed Bai Qingling demon lord also be nearby? Yu Hongji pointed her sword toward Yu Ying. "No use talking to a loser ghost like you. Just die." Tantai Lingying held her back and warned, "Hongyi, careful. She is pretending to be weak." Yu Ying grinned. "So I have been seen through? Hehe." Sharp eyes. With a surge of power, she broke the chains. "But I can tell too. You are only at the peak of the core formation stage. Hand me your soul. Soul-seizing technique." She lunged forward. Tantai Lingying quickly plucked her guqin again. Sound waves surged and stopped Yu Ying midair. Yu Ying screamed in pain. Impossible. I endured so much pain just to perfect an attack nearing unity-level strength. How could a mere Kangming disciple at peak core formation block me?" Tantai Lingying held a single string and declared, "You have not even been to the Blood Chef's hall, yet you talk of pain. The pain I have endured is likely tenfold what you can imagine. Only then did I master this demon sound path, praised endlessly by Bai Qingling Demon Lord himself." Yu Ying shouted, "I don't believe it. You're not even that old demon Qianfan. I even snatched the soul of that fat hag from Joy's sect. Who the heck do you think you are? Tantai Lingyan calmly activated her skill, Song of Departed Souls. As she strummed her guqin, powerful sound waves surged forth. Yu Ying, stunned, cried out, "What is this thing? Even disciples of Yuluo Hall are dabbling in ghost arts now?" Huge spectral hands emerged from the ground and grabbed Yu Ying, slamming her to the floor. Tantai Lingyan declared, "No physical form doesn't mean invincible." Yu Ying, pinned under the ghostly force, struggled as Tantai Lingyan said seriously, "Speak, what exactly is your background?" Yu Ying gasped and said, I'm a disciple of the evil extreme sect, Yu Ying. My father forced me to hunt souls and attack you. I'm so pitiful, ladies, please spare me. Ah, he. She stuck out her tongue seductively. He. Suddenly, dark energy surged from her body. She broke free with a burst and shouted, "No good. I can't keep pretending anymore. You think just because you broke my soul-seizing demon tone by luck, you can beat me? You're dreaming. Now this is my true specialty. Thousand Souls Morning Secret Technique. Taste the agony that rivals the might of a nascent soul cultivator." A wave of enormous ghostly hands surged forward. Tantai Lingyan flinched. "No, my sound waves aren't working." Yi Hongyi added in alarm. "Even the sword chi from the Kangming sword scripture is useless." Tantai Lingyan cried out, "Hongyi, flee into the sky now." Yi Hongyi said grimly, "It's too late." He looked up at the descending ghostly pressure. The ghost aura's at its peak. It's pressing downward. Tantai Lingyan whispered, "Hongyi, I'm sorry, I'm useless. I couldn't protect you." Ye Hongyi gripped her soft hands and smiled gently. "What are you saying?" "Sister Lingyan will always be my favorite person. Just like Master, but no matter what." Together, they raised their swords and shouted, "Even if I destroy my own divine soul, I won't let her take yours." Yu Ying fired a beam of dark energy. A massive explosion erupted on impact. But when the smoke cleared, Tantai Lingyan and Ye Hongyi stood unharmed. Tantai Lingyan looked ahead and said, "This is..." Yongyi asked, "Is that Master?" Tantai Lingyan narrowed her eyes. "No. Though Master rarely uses a sword, his cultivation is extremely profound. The intent behind this strike is still lacking." Yu Ying looked at the new figure and asked, "Is the person here the Demon Lord Kingling?" As the figure stepped forward, Tantai Lingyan's eyes lit up. "Senior Sister Feng." She ran up and hugged the figure tightly from behind. "I knew it was you." Lingyan had recognized that silhouette right away. Feng Lingsu replied coldly, "Don't call me Senior Sister. You're overly sentimental and hesitant, not worthy of being a disciple of Yuluo Hall." Tantai Lingyan flinched. "Senior Sister." Feng Lingzhu turned her sharp eyes toward Yu Ying. "Yuluo Hall doesn't raise freeloaders. You should go back and take your punishment." Yu Ying shrieked in pain. "Ugh." Feng Lingzhu continued, "I've embarrassed myself. Please forgive my incompetence." She walked forward with seductive grace, her sword blazing with flames. "Your opponent now is the chief disciple of the Demon Lord Qingling, senior disciple of Yuluo Hall, Feng Lingzhu." She twirled her sword, flames swirling around the blade. Ye Hongyi asked in shock, "What kind of technique is that?" Tantai Lingyan answered, "It's Master's original divine technique, 9 peaks heaven-burning art." Feng Lingsu sat down calmly and said, "To cultivate it, one must endure endless scorching. The physical body must bear the agony of being burned by molten flames. Besides Senior Sister and Master himself, there may be no third person in the world who can master it." Yu Ying trembled. What is that? Something's seriously wrong. This chick is way more terrifying than that stupid woman playing the zither." Suddenly, Feng Lingsu appeared behind Yu Ying. "What are you staring at, little brat?" She landed an explosive flaming punch into Yu Ying's back. Yu Ying screamed, "It hurts. It hurts so much. I know I was wrong. Spare me, I really messed up." Feng Lingshu grabbed Yu Ying's face and said coldly, "Quit the act. I saw through all your little tricks from earlier. You're not sorry." She leaned in, voice like frost. "You just realized you're going to die." As Feng Lixu raised her fist, brimming with powerful energy, Yu Ying trembled in fear and said, "I was wrong. I confess. I will say everything." She was sweating all over her seductive body as she continued, "My father is Li Qianju, the Grand Elder of the Evil Extreme Sect. He forced me to do it. He is currently waiting for me at Tianmeng Mountain outside Shuiyue City to bring back the living soul." Feng Lixu held her head, then struck her with blazing power. Yu Ying's eyes widened as she screamed, You're breaking your word. You have no honor." She disintegrated under the light of the full moon. Feng Lixu said coldly, Who promised not to kill you? Even if I did promise and still killed you, so what? As she descended, Ye Hongyi said, So this is the demeanor of Yuluo Hall's senior sister, just like the sect leader, as if carved from the same mold. Feng Lixu replied, I saw Xinger in Shui. She's getting cuter and more attached to master every day. Tantai Lingying looked at Ye Hongji in shock. Feng Lixu said, So Lingyin, you have turned into her now too. Is that it? Tantai Lingying froze. Then, holding Feng Lixu's soft hands, she said, Senior sister, I know you're still bitter about failing to slay our master, but things are truly different now. I've seen true love from master. Feng Lixu retorted, How old are you and Xinger? How many people or experiences have you encountered? Do you even understand what love means? Ye Hongyi snapped, At least she understands it more than you do, senior sister. Feng Lixu, confused, said, Huh? Tantai Lingying blushed silently. Suddenly, Ye Hongyi was flung back onto the rooftop. Grand Elder Li Qianzhu of the evil extreme sect appeared, capturing Ye Hongyi. He said, Look who it is, the little sect heir of Kangming sect. A perfect water attribute living soul. He glanced at Ye Hongji and grinned. Ewing, your death was not in vain. You let me reap a big bargain. Wahahaha, Tantai Lingying exclaimed. It's Elder Li Qianzhu. Suddenly, lightning struck from above, hitting the roof with a massive blast as Li Qianzhu leapt away. He muttered to himself, Zhenwu Sword Sect's demon-slaying flying sword? Even the righteous Tao of the Central Plains infiltrated this deep into my eastern lands. Landing gracefully, he frowned. No, something's off. The sword technique is clearly from Zhenwu Sword Sect, but the inner sword intent holds the demonic power of Kangming sect. This girl, is she a disciple from Yuluo Hall? Feng Lixu rushed in and shouted, Do you think the disciples of Demon Lord Qingling are easy to bully? Elder Li Qianzhu blocked her strike with his arm guard, but her sword shattered it and stabbed into his arm. Grimacing in pain, he said, You are just a half-step nascent soul. How can you pierce my demon armor and wound my body? This is, Feng Lixu answered sternly. That man's Nine Peaks heaven-burning art. Li Qianzhu's eyes widened, so that's it. Of course, you are his first disciple. If that's the case, then there's no time to hesitate. He released Ye Hongyi, who fell seductively to the ground. He declared, I will extract your living souls right now and offer them to that great one. Great Terror Black Heaven Demon Fist. As dark energy radiated from him, his eyes changed. A massive demonic fist burst forth from his body. Feng Lixu stared in shock, sweat pouring down her face. She saw a vision in her eyes and whispered to herself, Terror. As a child, I watched helplessly as my mother was humiliated and murdered before my eyes. Before the age of 11, I was tormented endlessly inside the human goo chamber. During my graduation trial, I was forced to slaughter countless righteous sect disciples. I fear all the injustice in this world. I fear that man. I fear my own weakness. A life of sin, like a tool's existence. I should have died with my mother long ago. Elder Li Qianzhu called out seductively, Come, do it, my dear child. Just one more strike, and it will all be over. Feng Lixu whispered to herself, The most divine power of the Great Terror Black Heaven Demon Fist lies in controlling the fear within the heart. As long as a trace of fear remains, it will drive one toward the abyss of suicide. She raised her sword to her neck. Elder Li Qianzhu said, Not everyone is as emotionless and twisted as your master. You are just a young girl. There's no way you could escape this technique. Tantai Lingying cried out, Sister Lixu, no! She rushed to stop her, but Feng Lixu gritted her teeth. Suddenly, Bai Qingling's voice whispered in her mind, Does it hurt? Good. This world is full of pain. Pain is one of the core forces of this world. Those who do not know pain will never understand what true strength is. Feel pain. Reflect. Understand pain. Accept pain. Feng Lixu's eyes widened. Bai Qingling continued, And finally, master pain. Surpass pain. This so-called fear. Utter nonsense. Your pain far exceeds it. Her gaze hardened in fury. In one swift motion, she stabbed Elder Li Qianzhu through the chest. As Grand Elder Li Qianzhu was stabbed in the chest, he shouted, No, impossible. But in Feng Lixu's eyes, Li Qianzhu became Bai Qingling, and he said softly, You absolutely cannot do it. Feng Lixu froze in shock. She whispered, This is, just as Bai Qingling had once said to her, Feng Lixu, my senior disciple, I know you desperately want to kill me. You believe that by killing me, all your pain will end. He touched the blade she held against him. That is why, the moment you believe you can kill me, is the moment you are at your weakest. With one smooth motion, Bai Qingling disarmed her. With a flick, he sent Feng Lixu flying. She slammed into the ground, coughing blood. Cough. Did I fail this training experience too? Bai Qingling stood over her. You still do not understand your master's intentions. Someone like you will never be worthy of being my disciple. But then he knelt beside her, touching her gently. So be it. The seed has already been planted for you. One day you will understand. He turned away, his voice cold yet resolute. Understand your master's true intention behind letting you suffer. In the present, Grand Elder Li Qianju screamed in agony, "Darn it! How could someone like me die here, killed by a mere ant like you?" Clutching the sword in his chest, he roared, "I am Li Qianju, Grand Elder of the evil extreme sect, renowned across the eastern lands. You are not qualified to kill me." Suddenly he paused, his eyes widening. The blade in his chest began to glow. It burst. Feng Lixu stood with flames in her eyes. "Master, Lixu has understood." He murmured. "Because of your existence, because of the pain you constantly inflict, I am forever reminded that this world's cruelty, malice, and reversals are endless." She erupted in a blaze. "Only when you become the eternal source of my pain can I be worthy of a power strong enough to overcome all obstacles." She raised her arms, shouting, "Nine peaks, heaven-burning art!" A massive explosion lit up the sky. Li Qianju, charred and crumbling, cried, "No, this is impossible." Tantai Lingyin gasped, "Senior sister!" Yongyi stepped back, "So fierce?" Li Qianju collapsed into ashes. Feng Lixu, still burning, whispered, "Just now. Was that the seed master planted?" She smiled faintly, then collapsed. "I have finally—" Before she could finish, Bai Qingling appeared and caught her mid-fall. "Well done, Lixu," he said gently. "You did not disgrace your master." Feng Lixu's eyes fluttered open. "Master has arrived? But why is this man holding me? When has he ever held me like this?" Yi Hongyi ran over. "Master, you have arrived." Feng Lixu jolted away, stumbling back. "Ugh!" She dropped to her knees. "Master, Lixu returned to the eastern lands without your permission. Please punish me." She thought to herself, what is going on with Master? He is completely different from when I left. Normally he would have punished me on the spot without giving me a moment to breathe. Earlier, he was being so intimate with Xinger. That was also quite unusual. In my memory, he never sought carnal desire. Could it be that this man has been possessed by another spirit? If that is the case, I should just kill him with one sword, this useless man. Bai Qingling interrupted, "I held you just now as a reward for saving your junior sister and the sect leader. And now you dare try to take advantage of that moment to stage some loving master-disciple act, typical of our demonic path?" He slapped her. Feng Lixu shivered. Her body tensed and twisted, violently and seductively. She grinned in private thought, "He's back. That feeling is back. That man is still the same man, the cruel demon lord who treats his disciples as mere tools." But then she flinched, shocked. Clutching her cheeks, she whispered to herself, "No. Why am I thinking like this? It is as if, when he inflicts pain on me, my body is rejoicing at this so-called reward." Bai Qingling slapped her again. "The first slap is for abandoning your post. The second, for disrespecting your master." She lay on the ground, silent. "Get up," he barked. "I did not allow you to lie on the ground while being punished." Tantai Lingyin cried out, "Master, please stop hitting her." Bai Qingling snapped, "Senior sister already knows her mistake. Please give her a chance to atone through merit." Feng Lixu spoke coldly, "Lingyin, shut your mouth." She stood up. "This has nothing to do with you. Lixu knows she made a grave mistake. Please punish me harshly, master." Bai Qingling's expression shifted. "Punishment? Of course there will be punishment. But I will not forget to congratulate you where it is due." He took off his coat and gently draped it over her shoulders. "Congratulations on officially completing your training, Feng Lixu, at Shuoyu City." Within the city lord's mansion, Bai Qingling and Feng Lixu stood silently. Bai Qingling glanced back at Feng Lixu and said, "Speaking of which, I have already sent off the sect master and Lingyin to look for the Queen of Yin. Now we can have a proper conversation. A deep one." Feng Lixu muttered to herself, "At this point, what does this man even want to talk about? Why is he dragging it out like this? If I am not mistaken, his relationships with Lingyin and Xinger are already very intimate." She looked at Bai Qingling seriously. Could it be, he wants to do the same thing to me? Is that why he brought me to this secluded spot? Her mind wandered to indecent thoughts of Bai Qingling. Bai Qingling thought to himself, 50,000 points. Just from slapping Feng Lixu, I actually earned 50,000 great love points. Combined with the points I have saved up recently from Jin Niang and Xinger, I should be close to unlocking the mythic treasure chest. Tonight, I must take down my eldest disciple, Feng Lixu. That will complete the entire inner court collection of Yuluo Hall. Lixu, take off your clothes, Bai Qingling said plainly. Feng Lixu's eyes widened in shock. She quickly covered her chest. Master, please have some respect. No need, really, Bai Qingling replied casually. You are going to be changing outfits in a moment anyway. A glowing mark appeared at her navel. Suddenly, writhing tentacles emerged from her stomach. Ah, evil pattern. No, she gasped as the tentacles wrapped around her alluring figure. Your disciple is willing to accept any punishment, but not this method. Please, no, she cried. Do not rely on your body to feel it, Bai Qingling instructed. Comprehend it with your Dao. Feng Lixu's breath quickened, her cheeks flushed deeply. Who is it that gives you pure pain? Bai Qingling continued. And who will save you, treat you, make your choice? This is cheating, vulgar, shameless. This is not even a real choice. Feng Lixu thought, her voice trembling as she clutched at his leg. Hurry and make the evil pattern stop. Bai Qingling urged. Save me, Feng Lixu pleaded, her tone dripping with seduction. Your 9 Peaks heaven-burning art had been stuck at Scroll 3, Level 9 for a long time, Bai Qingling said, touching her hand. He helped her to her feet. Starting today, you may begin training in Scroll 4. Feng Lixu felt his warm aura enveloping her and opened her eyes in realization. The true essence of the heaven-burning art is being transferred into me through this evil pattern. To think such a heaven-shattering technique could be passed on like this. From this day forward, I consider you a fully trained disciple, Bai Qingling declared. There are some things I can now tell you. For example, the murderer who humiliated your mother. Why did you not tell me earlier? Why just say his identity was hard to confirm? Who is he? Chief attendant under Yu Shuzi of Kunlun Sect Sun Chuan. Do not be anxious. You are already walking the path of vengeance. Remember those sparring partners? I did not force you to kill innocents. Those people were all Sun Chuan's lackeys from Kunlun Sect. Unlike your junior sisters, you have no special talent or constitution. If you want revenge on a behemoth like Kunlun Sect, there is only one path for you. A mortal's painful cultivation, step by step, hardship after hardship. I simply made the choice for you early on, and you are only now beginning to understand. What a seductive path to becoming a demon. It is something I want to see to the very end, just like tonight. Every time you are in danger, have I not always made sure you came out whole? Since you have now officially graduated, if you still want to hate me, kill me. Then I will pretend I never had you as a disciple. Bai Qingling walked past her. Suddenly, Feng Lixu stepped forward, stopping just behind him. She wrapped her arms around him from behind, pressing her soft, full chest against his back. Stop, she murmured. Is this really how you speak to your master? Bai Qingling asked. Does master still not need tools to deal with those hypocrites who call themselves righteous? My revenge is not complete, and your great cause is not fulfilled either. At least in this matter, are our hearts not aligned? Tears welled in her eyes. Do not Lixu and master make a fine pair, she added softly. How rare. When you were little, you never acted spoiled, Bai Qingling said, raising his hand. Nor did you ever depend on me. He gently wiped her tears away. Feng Lixu froze in surprise. Save that expression for when you take your revenge, he said, pulling her close. System notification, congratulations, host. Great love successfully instilled. You have earned 100,000 points. This was my favorite character in the original novel. It has nothing to do with points, Bai Qingling thought. Being able to hug her sincerely like this. It is just the best. He smiled, a faint blush on his face. Oh, right, Feng Lixu said. While I was undercover, I heard even that Taoist fairy Muxin Lan could not forget you, master. Is that just gossip, or is there something real there? Bai Qingling broke into a cold sweat. Impossible. That crazy woman is dead set on killing me, he shouted. Lixu will keep a close eye on her. So do not worry, my master, Feng Lixu replied, pouting and pushing her chest forward in frustration, her face tinged pink. As the carriage moved forward, it arrived at the northern outskirts of Shuoyue City, while Ren Xianfan desperately chased after it. My dear, I know I was wrong. Please give me another chance, he cried out. My dear, do not go. How am I supposed to live without you? Inside the carriage, Sen Shinger glanced worriedly at her companion. Madam Ren, are we really going to ignore Lord Ren? Han Jinyang's expression was cold as she replied, Let him be. That man was fooling around with that fat pig at the city lord's mansion earlier. Then, he was bewitched and made a fool of himself. He has completely disgraced our Kangming sect. Even if he dies now, it has nothing to do with me. Outside, Ren Xianfan stumbled to the ground in exhaustion, tears streaming down his face. Dear, my dear, why will you not show even a shred of affection from the past? Why are you treating me like this? His voice cracked, childlike and pitiful. My dear. From a distance, a crimson glow lit the mouth of an old well. A sinister voice echoed from within. Son of the Ren family, do you want to reclaim your dignity as a man? Do you want to understand the meaning of life? Do you want to truly live? Ren Xianfan's eyes widened as he turned toward the well. Of course I do. How could I not? But as long as that person is here, it is all because of that person. Do not worry, the voice said, dripping with malice. Leave it to me. From the depths of the well, a colossal serpent emerged, its scales glistening with blood-red light. Above, Tantai Lingying and Ye Hongyi heard the commotion. What was that noise? Tantai Lingying asked sharply. An enemy. Ye Hongyi responded, tense. The serpent slithered into the sky, blotting out the moonlight with its massive body. Master told us to find the Queen of Yin, Tantai Lingying said. But that sound came from just up ahead. Be careful, Ye Hongyi warned. I can feel it coming. The two froze as the monstrous beast revealed itself. Bloody python demon, Tantai Lingying exclaimed. The demon lunged, forcing them to scatter. Dodge! Ye Hongyi shouted. This python demon's cultivation is unfathomably deep, far beyond ours. We are not even on the same level. It is charging again, Tantai Lingying cried. From atop the carriage, Han Jinyang's voice rang out. True fire of the divine phoenix! A radiant phoenix of pure flame burst forth, soaring toward the serpent. Ye Hongyi looked back in shock, seeing Han Jinyang standing tall, flames dancing around her. True fire of the divine phoenix. She invoked again, and the blazing bird struck the bloody python demon with divine fury. The beast let out a blood-curdling screech, before vanishing into nothingness. From inside the carriage, Sen Shinger called out, Second senior sister, sect leader, hurry over here. Han Jinyang descended gracefully from the roof as Tantai Lingying and Ye Hongyi approached. Shinger, Madam Ren, are you also heading to find the Queen of Yin? Tantai Lingying asked. Tonight is far from peaceful, Han Jinyang said gravely. Who knows what other dangers await us on the way? Maybe we should find Lord Bai first, Sen Shinger suggested. I have no objections. Let us go, Ye Hongyi agreed. Han Jinyang frowned inwardly. Not long after I left Ren Xianfan behind, that bloody python demon appeared. Could it be? Let us hope I am just overthinking it. Elsewhere, Bai Qingling was waiting. So that is why you all joined up and came to find me, he said with a faint smile. Sen Shinger rushed forward and embraced him tightly, pressing her soft chest against him. It has been years since my disciples have all gathered under one roof, Bai Qingling said warmly. Never thought we would reunite here and now. Clinging to Feng Lixu's arm, Sen Shinger beamed. Senior sister, it really is you. Shinger did not mistake you after all. Feng Lixu sighed, her tone sharp. Shinger, you are still the same. You have not matured one bit. Han Jinyang crossed her arms and turned away with a huff. Enjoy your little family reunion. I, this outsider, will not intrude. But Sen Shinger quickly hugged her from behind. Madam, please do not go. Shinger really likes being with you. As long as Madam does not mind, you are welcome to treat Yuluo Hall as your second home. Her face flushed as she forced a small, awkward smile. Auntie, it is best not to be alone, Ye Hongyi added. With all the growing unrest, we of the Kangming sect should stick together for safety. Han Jinyang gave a reluctant side glance. Bai Qingling cleared his throat. The entire Kangming sect is of one heart. Naturally, I shall follow suit. Han Jinyang blushed, caught off guard. Looking away, she muttered, Fine, fine, I will listen to the sect leader, all right? Speaking of that bloody python you encountered, Bai Qingling continued, I might just know its identity. That freak is more than 10 times scarier than Ji Tai Mei. Let us go. We need to investigate its background. And so, united, they walked forward together into the night. Bai Qingling said to himself while looking at the well, the ancestor blood python of Mount Tianmong. one of the original 8 innate demon cultivators who founded the demonic path. He was also the founder of the evil extreme sect. To unify the authentic teachings of the demonic path, the blood python ancestor hunted down, scattered practitioners, only to be ultimately suppressed by the demon patriarch and others. The demon patriarch sealed him in a dry well so deep that even nascent soul cultivators could not sense him. He remained undiscovered for 10 millennia. Yet Elder Li Qianzhu of the evil extreme sect miraculously located that sealed site by following ancient texts. He then captured souls with the intention of breaking the seal, hoping to restore the evil extreme sect's former glory. The original version player, Xiao Qian, had to battle multiple times before finally defeating both Li Qianzhu and Yu Ying. But now Feng Lixu was drawn here because of me, and she has already packed that father and daughter pair away. That means the blood python ancestor cannot gather the souls he needs, making it impossible for him to break free. He then looked back at Han Jinyang and thought, now that the seal is broken, the remaining power of the blood python ancestor should have been more than enough to easily suppress Jinyang, despite her being just half a step from godhood. So why was he driven off by a single strike from her? Han Jinyang blushed, pushed her chest forward and said, "What are you looking at me for? Do not tell me you have some bizarre idea. Could it be you deliberately kept everyone half a mile away, using possible danger as an excuse just to be alone with me?" Bai Qingling sweated in silence, still staring at her. Bai Qingling said, "Let us stick to business first. You have surely sensed it too. This area is now full of aura fragments from a shattered ceiling barrier. Clearly the blood python ancestor is no longer here." Han Jinyang said, "But the demon patriarch's seal stood intact for 1,000 years. Why did it fail now?" Bai Qingling pointed in a direction and said, "Jinyang, look over there." Han Jinyang turned her gaze, confused, and said, That is Ren Qianfan's weeping blood demon sword?" As she looked closer, she said in disbelief, "It is sobbing? That is impossible. Ren Qianfan's spirit is formidable. He could not have been possessed by residual souls within the seal." Bai Qingling said, "But what if Ren Qianfan chose to sacrifice himself willingly? What if he voluntarily offered himself and merged with the blood python ancestor?" Han Jinyang stammered, I, Bai Qingling said, "I will handle them myself. That way, your reputation will not be tarnished by rumors of killing your husband." Han Jinyang said, "No, I will kill him. Even if he had once been strong, I would not be this disappointed in him. This has nothing to do with my feelings. I will simply give him one last chance to face me in battle." Bai Qingling said, "Very well. Even the gentle, meek Jinyang has finally become a true demonic cultivator. According to plan, let us first go see the Queen of Yin. The juniors who are not strong enough to meddle in this mess should be placed somewhere safe." As Bai Qingling walked away, at the south suburbs of Shuoyue City, within the Queen of Yin's palace lady, Xiao Qingmei said, as expected, "Ji Taimei knows how to gain favor, hosting us in such a splendid palace. No wonder the demon emperor trusts and favors him so much." The old servant said, "Madam, some say Ji Taimei is exceptionally skilled at winning hearts. Perhaps there is true love between him and another man. For the sake of my Xiao clan, please do not remain a widow forever. Do not let the direct line of the Xiao family end." Lady Xiao Qingmei sat up and replied, Who told you the Xiao line will end? That freak is no good. Are there no other men suitable?" She blushed as she stood up. The old servant was shocked. Lady Xiao Qingmei quickly covered her mouth, sweating as she muttered, "Ahem, I was joking." Just then a servant outside announced, "Report, Master Bai of the Kangming sect has arrived." Bai Qingling walked forward, escorted by Sen Xinger, Tantai Lingying, Feng Lixu, Yi Hong Yi, and Han Jinyang. He greeted her respectfully, "Greetings, Your Majesty." Lady Xiao Qingmei blushed, held Bai Qingling's head, and whispered, You came." Bai Qingling sweated inwardly, thinking to himself, why such a reaction? Sen Xinger suddenly stepped forward, pressing her alluring figure in front of him, and shouted, "Hey, big woman, let go of my lord, our master." Lady Xiao Qingmei blinked in confusion, blushing as she said, "Oh?" Then, with surprising excitement, she scooped Sen Xinger up and exclaimed, "Wow, you are here too, little cutie. On closer inspection, you really are a delicate beauty." Sen Xinger flailed in agitation, shouting, "Put me down. I do not want you hugging me." Feng Lixu stepped forward and said politely, "Greetings, Your Majesty." Tantai Lingying added, "Please let go of our junior sister." Lady Xiao Qingmei smiled warmly. Oh dear, such well-behaved little disciples all around. Han Jinyang frowned and said, Queen Yin, as the demon emperor's primary consort, such lax behavior may be unbecoming of royalty. Lady Xiao Qingmei turned her gaze sharply to Han Jinyang and said, I remember. You were Lord Ren's wife. We met in Wugan City, did we not? A married woman does not need to follow Xiao Qingling around every day. What is that about? Han Jinyang muttered to herself. Why do you treat me like this? Ye Hongyi placed a hand on Han Jinyang's shoulder and whispered, People around the Demon Emperor are always unpredictable. And do not take it to heart. Bai Qingling looked at Lady Xiao Qingmei and spoke to her telepathically. Queen Yin, I already sent word to you during our earlier conversation about the blood python ancestor situation. Then I will entrust these juniors to your care and leave to prepare something more important. I actually like these youngsters. They remind me of my own Yurong. Oh, right. After the memory revelation, did no one draw the connections between you and Hua Yue wrong? Bai Qingling averted his gaze and said, Queen Yin, calm yourself. Lady Xiao Qingmei sighed. There is much trivial business here. Qingling should prioritize the greater picture. Bai Qingling smirked and said, The time you are securing for me to take care of the juniors will not be wasted. Only once the final weakness is addressed can I conquer all at the Demonic Path Conference. Thank you so much for watching. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to help me grow my channel. Your support means the world to me. Don't forget to leave a comment below. I love hearing from you. Let's keep the conversation going and get those analytics buzzing. Until next time, take care.